This academy needs a ruler. Magic found its emperor.
Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Joined Magical Kouh Academy and became Ultimate Dragon Emperor movie. Before we start, please go support John 354 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. Chapter 1. It was a normal day at Kouh Academy for some, but for others it was horrible, especially for three young men who were running for their lives because of a group of girls. From the entrance, a person was watching the situation with a smile, so he continued on his way. Later, all the students were in their respective classrooms. Well, students, the year is going well so far. I hope you continue like this, but I wanted to inform you that we will have a new classmate. Everyone started whispering since they weren't expecting anyone. Silence everyone and please young man enter. Of course, sensei, opening the door and taking a step. With each step he took, many more of the girls began to whisper. Please introduce yourself. My name is Issei. Just saying that last name caused a great silence, and then most of the class, being female, stood up and let out a scream. Silence, what the hell is wrong with you? Don't you have any manners? Sensei, he must be related to the perverted beast. Because, Issei, what's going on here? Don't play dumb, you must be related to Koji from the same class. Issei, I have no idea who he is either, taking off his glasses to look at the group seriously. Issei, I am unique. I am so strong that no one can beat me. My magic is unique. Holding their hands where everyone had a drop of sweat, they all instantly thought the same thing. 8th grade syndrome or Chunabu. What a shame he was so handsome, how sad, at least he's not a pervert. Young Issei, go and take a seat. Issei, okay, but don't push me too hard or my power will get out of control. I can barely keep the dragon inside me under control. Yes, whatever you say, go sit down now. Already feeling a bit tired just thinking about the kind of year he would have with Issei, he reached his seat to take it. Issei, nice to meet you, my name is Issei and you? This. Issei, don't worry, I'm not going to eat you. Besides, I have my powers under control, so everything will be fine. Gremory, nice to meet you. Issei, nice to meet you, let's have fun this year, okay? She just nodded somewhat sheepishly and then went back to her work. Issei thought Gremory because that last name sounds familiar, whatever. He lay down on the table having not slept. After class it was lunchtime. Issei, I'm hungry. If I don't replenish my power, I'll starve to death. This, standing up to leave the room. Issei, what did I do wrong? That's just how she is, don't worry, she's shy. She should be a bit like her older sister, she's cute. Issei, who? Rias Gremory is in her 3rd year. Issei, I see. Don't try to talk to either of them, you won't have a chance. Issei, never mind, just tell me where the cafeteria is, I'm starving. Later, Issei was walking around the soccer fields enjoying a sandwich. Issei, what a nice day. Seeing her classmate in the distance, she went towards her without hesitation but silently to scare her. Upon reaching his destination, he jumped in front of her, causing her to drop her food. Issei, sorry. Because Issei, well, you're my only friend here. Friend because Issei, it's because you don't tell me anything about how he acted. That makes you happy. Issei, I think so, I don't know. I've never had friends, I only have my family. Issei, that's sad. I can't be your friend, I'm sorry, I'm not interesting. Issei, so what? We'd go out to play, not to chat, maybe once in a while but nothing more. Because Issei, I already told you. Anyway, believe it or not, I don't have any friends either. Seriously. Issei, not everyone is worthy of me since I am someone unique, hahaha. Upon hearing that, couldn't help but let out a soft laugh. Issei, you just laughed, didn't you? No. Issei, yeah, sure, hey, but tell me, who's this Koji they were talking about this morning? She's a 2nd-year student just like us, but she and her friends like to watch girls. Issei, wow, I'm surprised they weren't kicked out. But it doesn't matter, I came here to have fun. Because, Issei, you see, I like to travel. I only spend a year in each country. I like to travel and learn new things and new magic. There is no magic. Issei, yes, of course. Well, I have to go, otherwise I'll take my true form. Leaving the place, it's strange. With a slight smile, from a distance a redhead saw everything that happened. Rias, Aquino, can you investigate that boy? I don't want him to hurt my sister. Aquino, Ara, how protective. Rias, you know how shy she is. I don't want some crazy person to come out of nowhere. Aquino, as you wish, President. It was departure time and most of them headed home. Issei, what a nice day, too bad left early. I wanted to invite her out for a bite to eat. Anyway, continuing on his way while looking at the city. Drake, you're joking, right? Because you're acting like an idiot. Issei, it's because I've already been the cold kid in class, the nerd, the popular one, the goth, the clown. Now it's time to act like a retard, hahaha. Drake, you're crazy, but tell me why the hell you're involved with that girl. She's a demon. Issei, I don't remember the last time I saw a demon. Drake, yesterday. Issei, ah yes. Well, life is beautiful and it's peaceful, although somewhat antisocial, but it's better that way. He was heading home to rest a bit, but stopped when he saw a dark-haired girl confessing her feelings to a brunette in the distance. Issei, hehe, I imagine that must be Koji. They described him so well that I even memorized his face. Drake, you won't do anything. Issei, because Drake, well Issei, I'm not a babysitter, she's grown up now and if something happens to her it'll be because of her hormones. Drake, look who's talking. Issei, yeah, whatever you say. I'd better go home and sleep and don't bother me since I don't have time to be sleeping all day like you. Drake, do you really want to know the answer to the stupid thing you just said? Issei, excuse me, but young Issei is not available at the moment. If you wish, you can leave your message after the beep. Drake, how funny, going back to sleep. Issei, Japan won't be as bad as I thought after all. What kind of fun does this place have in store for me? Having a big smile while jumping up and down with excitement. Chapter 2. It was a new day at the academy where most were entering their classrooms to start their day. Issei, hello my friend. Eri, good morning, do you know German? Issei, I told you before I like to travel. A few years ago I was in Germany, it was fun. Eri, I see. Issei, well, what a day we have today. Eri, East Math, History, Art, Music, Gym. Issei, in short, a long day, what a cruel life. Eri, a little. Issei, you know I'm glad you're talking more, you used to be quieter, it was difficult but it was worth all the effort, hahaha. Eri only had a small smile while her head was down. Hours passed and lunchtime arrived, but Issei heard a lot of shouting from the girls, and when he managed to see, it was because of a blonde boy who was in the classroom. How do Issei? Issei, the one who dresses and wears shoes, but who are you? My name is Kiba Yuta and my president wishes to speak with you. Issei, president, who is she? Kiba, Rias Gremory. Issei glanced sideways at Eri, who was a little red, but he let it go before standing up and following the blonde. After a while of walking, they arrived at their destination where Kiba opened the door to find only a redhead inside. Rias, thank you Kiba, you can leave. Kiba, hi Butchu, leaving the room. Rias, take a seat. Issei, what does he want from me? Rias, I'll be direct, what are your intentions with my younger sister? I don't want you playing with her feelings. Issei, none of that, we're friends, although he has trouble expressing himself, he likes some things we have in common. Rias, that's all. Issei, I came to this country to have fun and after a while I'll leave as usual. Rias, from your first day you made everyone stay away from you. Issei, I didn't do anything, I just told the truth. My power is so great that if I don't keep it under control it will be unleashed. Rias, yes of course. Issei, anyway, Rias, well I hope we get along well in the future and thank you for being my sister's friend. She's a little shy but she's a good person. Issei, thanks for the information. Sayonara. Leaving the room, she left Rias chuckling at her carefree attitude. After leaving the building, she walked a short distance to her usual lunch spot where she often ate with company. Issei, here you are. Eri, Issei, Issei, your sister was afraid I would do something to you, don't worry, I just told her how awesome I am and how we're the best friends in the world, hahaha. Eri, seriously. Issei, what did he gain by lying? Eri, that's great. Issei, anyway, Eri, seriously, you'll only be here for a year. Issei, I haven't even been here a month and you already miss me. Wow, I'm something else. Eri, no wait, I wouldn't reduce it to that, it's just. She confused herself, making Issei just laugh. Issei, Eri, I know you're amazing just like me, that's why you need to be even braver and more determined. You need to be as strong as I am. Eri, I am weak. Issei, you know how I got strong, although this is a secret, I hope you don't tell anyone. Eri, how did you do it? Issei, watching anime, having a serious expression while Eri was blank at such a response. Eri, let's go to class. Issei, ok. The days passed and everything was normal for Issei as he only studied and bothered Eri from time to time since he also went to have tea with Rias, which surprised many that they got along so well. Issei, my crimson friend, I'm here now. I know I was missed, but I had to recover my mana. Rias, I understand. Issei, we have visitors. Rias, they're new members of my club. He's Haodu Koji and she's Asia Argento. Issei, oh I see, so you're Koji, nice to meet you. Koji, I know you. Issei, you don't know me, how great and strong I am, what a disappointment. Koji, what's wrong with him? Is he retarded? Seeing Issei with his hand outstretched, he could only let out a sigh and take Issei's hand. Issei, I see you're strong, you have a sealed dragon right. Everyone who heard that opened their eyes in shock. Issei, you're strong but I'm stronger, ha 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 ha. Rias, and what do you say about me? Issei, you're strong, you should train or else I could beat you with just a sigh from me. Rias, I see. Issei, well I see you're busy so I'll be going, I need to keep my power under control. Leaving the room. Koji, it's kind of weird but fun. Rias, I thought the same thing when we met, that's why I understood why she got along so well with my sister since she has no shame. Meanwhile, outside the building. Drake, wow what a surprise, two perverts in one place, ha 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 ha. Issei, you said it, anyway I don't care, Drake just as selfless as ever. Issei, I have a purpose besides, this place isn't so bad, it's fun. Taking the same route home as always. You're cute, don't you want to go play with this one-asama? Issei, interesting what kind of games we're talking about. Come and see. Issei, okay, following the woman into an alley where they went deep inside. Issei, and what will we do? First I'll eat something you serve me so enjoy. Taking on a larger, more monstrous appearance, she thought Issei would be scared, but to her surprise he acted as if nothing was wrong. Issei, so the game is. Why are you so calm? You'll die soon. She went after Issei, but he grabbed her by the neck. The renegade looked up to see green eyes and a smile. Issei, you know I don't like getting involved with other stupid races because I have better things to do. So goodbye, Drake, boost, Issei, sayonara. Giving him a smile, then causing a huge explosion that caught the attention of all the residents in the area. Drake, same as always. Issei, it doesn't matter, Drake, haven't you noticed that your friend is more nervous than ever as well as scared? Issei, yes, Drake, you won't do anything. Issei, you want me to get involved, don't you? Drake, he's your first friend just like the redhead, but you'd better help. Issei, we'll see. He continued on his way home while whistling. The next morning, Issei and company were having lunch until he let out a sigh. Issei, Eri, what's wrong? I can sense a disturbance in the force. Eri, nothing, I'm fine. Issei, yeah right, being the idiot I am, I don't realize it. Eri, it's a family thing. Issei, tell me maybe I can help you know how awesome I am. Eri, you can't, this is too big. Issei, Eri, look at me. She looked up to see a confident smile from her partner. Issei, I am strong, trust me, even if you don't believe it, I have never lost at anything. Eri, this is a lot. Issei, just accept my help as this offer will only be available today, you won't have these opportunities later. Eri, and what if you get hurt? Issei, ha ha ha, that won't happen since power is too much. Eri, sorry and thank you, Issei, and it's happening well. Eri, a dispute to see who will be the next leader of the clan. Issei, interesting among how many people. Eri, a battle between my 5 sisters. Issei thought, WTF, this is the first time I've heard of a demon having so many children. Eri, Issei, you're fine. Issei, ha 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 ha, I knew coming to Japan would be a good thing and this is great. Eri, this, taking a chess piece out of his pocket which he had previously taken out of his pocket dimension. Eri, keep this, okay. Issei, a great queen, but what's the point of this? Eri, just keep it, it will serve as your ticket to enter. Issei, I see, and when is it? Eri, in 2 days and sorry. Issei, stop apologizing, we're going to win, standing up to go to the classroom. Chapter 3. A purple-haired man could be seen watching the dawn of a new day. Issei, it will be a great day. Drake, every morning it's the same. Issei, I like it. Drake, you're weird, almost nobody likes climbing mountains every day. Issei, Drake, my friend, life is short, we must enjoy it. Drake, yes, of course. He said it sarcastically. Drake, now that I think about it, today is the day. Issei, it'll be boring to be honest. If there's nothing interesting, I'll leave it to you. Drake, seriously, wow, that would be an honor. Issei, ha 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 ha, don't talk nonsense, buddy. I always let you fight in my place. Drake, when was the last time that happened? Issei, this, oh, that time in France where? Drake, no, Issei, in Costa Rias when? Drake, no, Issei, in Mexico at that taco restaurant, it was crazy already. Drake, worse, Issei, wow, but there were moments I just don't remember them. Drake, leave it like that, I'm going to sleep. Issei, I'm going to school, taking a leap and then heading home. Later, Issei could be seen at the occult club with Eri and Rias' group. Eri, is something wrong? Rias Wanasama. Rias, Eri, I don't want you to participate, you'd get hurt, the others are in favor, don't worry, Eri. Issei, will do it, I'm strong. Rias, wait, you'll participate, do you know anything about the supernatural? Issei, the one. Rias, with your condition I don't know what to say, but it's still better, it could be dangerous. Eri will try. Issei, that's the spirit. Rias, fine, but still if something happens you leave, okay? Issei, I'm bored so I'm going for a walk, see you tonight. Eri, but we still have classes. Issei, time flies, leaving the room. Koji, it's weird but he's still going to participate, that's not right. Rias, Eri, how's your training going? Have you mastered more magic? Eri, I try but I don't have your talent. Rias, they all trained hard and I know you'll be much stronger later on, believe in yourself, giving her younger sister a hug. Issei was walking through the streets enjoying the day until he stopped to rest on a bench. Issei, hello, who are you? Issei, my name is Hayao Issei, nice to meet you. But tell me, isn't it a little strange to be drinking tea together? I like you want a little. Issei, it would be another time, but who are you? Excuse my manners, my name is Lilith Gremory. Issei, Gremory. Lilith, yes, Issei, what a coincidence, I know what I'm about to say is strange but you know Rias and Eri. Lilith, they are my younger sisters. Issei, wow, Lilith, as you know them. Issei, we're comrades, that's all I can say. Anyway, I'm off, I have things to do. Standing up to leave since the day was limited, Lilith remained somewhat curious about Issei but dismissed the thought. He continued on his way and because he was distracted by his cell phone, he bumped into 2 people. Issei, sorry, be more careful, don't you have eyes? Issei, I was just looking at the notifications for the new anime of the season. I don't know what to say. Issei, it doesn't matter, my name is Hayao Issei and I will pay you back someday for what just happened so that you will forgive him. There's no need, Issei, it is. You're foolish, my name is Stella Gremory, Mio Gremory, Issei, I want to turn into a monkey, what bad luck I have. Stella, what? Issei, nothing, I'm leaving, goodbye. They stood up and ran off at full speed. Both sisters were speechless after what had just happened. On the other hand, Drake was laughing out loud at his friend's bad luck. Issei, shut up, Drake, ha 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 ha. Issei, you shut up or... Crashing again? Issei, oh please, did someone bring me their bad luck? What the hell is wrong with you, don't you have eyes? Issei, deja vu, you're an idiot. Issei, sorry, forgive me too, it's just that I have a lot on my mind. Issei, I understand, don't you think you're wearing the wrong clothes for running? Issei, ha 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 ha, I know, anyway I have to go. What's your name? I run here every morning but this is the first time I've seen you. Issei, how do Issei? Nice to meet you, my name is Urza Gremory. Issei, it's a joke right? Urza, excuse me. Issei, I'll just say that I've run into your sisters all morning. Urza, how did that happen? Issei, no idea. Urza, I don't know what to think when I hear that. Issei, I'd better go, I have things to do. Without waiting for an answer, he continued on his way. The hours passed until the moment arrived. Issei, Eri, you're more nervous than ever, you tremble like a massage chair. Eri, it's just that. Issei, let's just go, it's late. Eri, okay, but close your eyes, okay. Issei just went along with it and then they were both teleported away. Eri, Issei, I am actually a demon. Issei, wow, Eri, you're not afraid of me. Issei, you're awesome. Eri, you're really not afraid of me, that's why many people don't approach me. Issei, it doesn't matter what you are, in the end you're still you, a normal, shy girl. Eri, thank you, having a smile to continue on their way. Surzech, welcome everyone. My name is Surzech Gremory, though I currently hold the title of Lucifer. Today, the battle between the Gremory sisters will take place to determine who is worthy of being the next matriarch. Venelana, by right, it should have gone to the second daughter Urza, but things happened and I ended up having more beautiful daughters. And that's not fair, so this is the best option. Surzech, I wish all my sisters and their friends good luck. First up is Urza Gremory with her companions Murajane, Natsu Gray, and Juvia, where the whole group entered the battlefield. Surzech the second is Lilith Gremory along with Levi, Hijiri, Akio, Aaron, Yui, Myra, Lisalot, and Selena, watching the second group enter the battlefield. Surzech the third is Stella Gremory along with Shizuku, Iki, Toka, Nagi, and Ice, entering the third group. Surzech the fourth is Mio Gremory along with Basara, Maria, Yuki, Kurumi, and Zest. The group enters. Surzech the fifth is Rias Gremory along with Akino, Kiba, Kaneko, Asia, Koji, entering in the same way. Surzech and the sixth and final Eri Gremory alongside Issei, entering nervously while Issei greeted everyone. The sisters were surprised to see him there since they did not expect to see him in that situation again. Issei, thank you all for coming, we're the best, we'll all do our part. Eri, Issei please. She was very upset about what her partner was doing. Urza, what a coincidence. Issei, I say the same anyway, good luck to everyone and may luck be with you. Basara, that's from a movie. Issei, haha, good luck. Moving away from everyone. Zeoticus, that kid is weird. Venelada, I'm glad Eri managed to make a friend, even if he's a bit crazy. Surzech, the last one standing will win, sisters. Urza, to be honest, I've been waiting for this for many years. Mio, I say the same, I trained a lot for this moment. Lilith, take care of your swords, girls, pulling a rifle out of a pocket dimension. Surzech, let it begin now. Instantly, all their groups went to different places to make their plans, leaving only Eri and Issei in the center. Eri, Issei, let's go or we'll be the first ones. Issei, my dear Eri, you relax, take a seat. They placed a chair in the center and then sat her down. Zeoticus, Venezuela, Surzech, and Grafia all had beads of sweat on their faces because of what had just happened. Eri, Issei, but... Issei, Eri, I said it before, I'm strong, giving him a smile to start walking. Issei, are you ready? Drake, always, wearing the same smile as Issei, who was excited. Eri was about to say something but felt a chill. Drake, Welsh Dragon Balance Breaker. Upon feeling that power, everyone abandoned their own interests. Surzech stood up from his seat as he hadn't expected to see him there. Surzech, he's back. Chapter 4. No one could believe what they were seeing as the Sekiryuutei stood before them. Surzech, how is that possible? Venelana, son, what's wrong? Why are you so surprised? Surzech, do you know when was the last time I encountered the Sekiryuutei? Venelana, not really. Surzech, it was 1,000 years ago. I've seen the Hakuryuku several times, but not him. Venelana, that's not possible. Zeoticus, she's right. What you're saying is impossible. Surzech, I need more answers later, taking a seat to watch the battle. Eri was still in shock as she couldn't believe what Issei had told her earlier. He, for his part, was in his own mental space in front of his partner. Issei, Drake, rock, paper, scissors. Issei, ha, I won, rock, beat, scissors, so you fight and I'll relax. Drake, but they're children, I don't want to. Issei, you're going to have fun, so good luck. Expelling Drake where the dragon let out a sigh. Drake, well, it's time for action. Stretching the bones. Eri, Issei, are you okay? Drake, yes, I'm doing great, you just sit there and I'll take care of it, taking off a pair of wings to go into action. Urza, everyone in position, this won't be so easy. Drake, I'm here. The whole group looked up to see the red armor. Natsu, I'll take care of it. He jumped as his fist was engulfed in flames. Drake, interesting, a dragon slayer. When was the last time I fought one, although sadly you are weak. Giving him a kick that left him embedded in the ground again. Murajane, this will be fun. Issei, I hope so. Going against her to fight fist to fist while Issei was enjoying the battle. Issei, you're kidding, right? You've been here for 2 minutes and you call yourself a celestial dragon, hahaha, you're weak. Drake, shut up, I'll take care of it. Returning to the battle. Drake, boost, boost. Urza, Murajane, get out of there. But it was too late as Issei had already punched him in the stomach, knocking all the air out of him. Drake, come on, beautiful redhead, I want to see how well you dance. Calling her with a hand that only made Urza furious. Urza, you go and defeat my sister's companions and I'll take care of that one. Changing his style of clothing, then taking out his demon wings and going against his rival. Drake, so a sword isn't bad. Summoning a sword, he began to fight at a great speed that surprised Urza with his skillful handling. Drake, did you think I only fought with my fists? Well, you're wrong, my dear. Urza, hahaha, this isn't bad, finally someone to play with. Drake, you're crazy, pushing Urza away as a bullet passed in front of them both. Drake, while more people want to dance with me, looking at the group of sisters who were in the distance. Mio, I guess it's time to fix what happened this morning. Drake, unfortunately that wasn't me. Stella, wait, that means you're the celestial dragon. Drake, that's right, Lilith, and Issei, poker doesn't fight him. Drake, I lost at rock, paper, scissors. Anyway, let's continue this battle. Rias, because he doesn't fight. Drake, although it pains me to admit it, the truth is that you wouldn't be able to fight him. You're still weak and well, I rarely use my armor. Urza, call him. Drake, he doesn't want to. Issei, well then, let Drake sleep for a while. Drake, okay. Issei, well here I am, tell me, are you ready? Stella, that's what I should be saying, invoking his sword which was enveloped with the power of destruction. Lilith, this isn't personal, aiming at Issei with bullets of the power of destruction. Issei, ha 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 ha, these girls. Well, it's getting late and the novel is about to start. No one understood what he said, but when they came to their senses they realized that Issei was no longer there. Issei, as you said before, it's not personal. Penetrate. Placing his hand on Mio's back, causing her to scream in pain and faint, Issei picked her up in his arms and carefully laid her on the ground. Urza, seeing this, went against him, but Issei stopped her attack with his hand. Issei, goodbye, performing 5 boosts caused a large explosion that knocked him out of the fight. The others rushed at Issei to eliminate him, but he defeated them without much difficulty. Surzech, the battle is over, the winner is Eri. The aforementioned woman was in shock as she had not expected to win. Issei, game over. Well, the job's done, Eri. East, you're strong. Issei, something. Anyway, I'm leaving. Leaving in a magic circle before Surzech and his parents arrived. Surzech, he left. Eri, yes, Oniasama, but I don't want the position, I'm not capable. Surzech, I'm actually glad it's you because it will help you improve your character. Perhaps that's why that boy helped you. What can you tell me about him? Eri, he's my friend and he's cheerful, he helped me a lot. Surzech, I understand, go home and see how your sisters are. Eri, okay, Oniasama, he went home while Surzech thought about what he was going to do. Issei, I wasted valuable minutes on a childish battle. Drake, when was the last time you fought? Issei, aside from him. About 20 years ago, I'm actually curious to see what the Sekiryuutei will be like this time. Drake, maybe it will be as strong as last time. Issei, whatever you say. Wait, it's getting late, I have to run to get there on time to watch the novel. Drake only had a drop of sweat when he saw what his friend looked like, but he put it aside since he also wanted to see her. The next day, most of the young people were in shock upon seeing many transferred students and some teachers. Issei thought great 2 weren't enough and now the others are here. He leaned back at his desk to rest for a while. Later, he was summoned to the occult club by Surzech. Issei, hello everyone. Surzech, how do Issei, can I speak with your partner? Issei, okay, closing his eyes for a moment, Surzech then saw a pair of green eyes. Drake, what do you want? Surzech, it's just doubt more than anything. 1,000 years ago we met and you saved me from the Sekiryuutei's attack, but your wielder suddenly disappeared, I never saw you again. Drake, Surzech, can I call you that? Surzech, I went ahead. Drake, well, to answer your question, you should know my story. My battle against Albion isn't the only thing that interests me. The rest doesn't matter to me. My companion only wanted to help his friend, nothing more. Surzech, I understand, that's all. Drake, good, going back to sleep again. Issei, since I'm here, take Eri, it was fun, but I like my freedom. Besides, I only have 11 months left, throwing the queen piece at him and then leaving the room. Mine, 11 months since, Eri, he'll leave. He's only staying in the country for 1 year and then he'll move on. Stella, it's weird. Issei, for his part, continued on his way to class since he had gymnastics. His favorite class, as he had nothing to do there. Chapter 5. Issei was arriving at his gym class when he saw his classmates in military positions. He thought it was strange, but he continued on his way to the benches to sleep. Urza, where are you going? Issei, to my usual spot. Urza, come here and stand like the rest of the students. Issei, I don't like to exercise. Urza, everyone will be exercising and you have to obey since I am your teacher. Issei, I don't want to. Urza, come here now, already somewhat annoyed that no one had the courage to refuse her. She became even more irritated when she saw Issei lean back on the bench and turn his back on her. Urza, hurry up, how do Issei, I don't have time to waste, but she and the others only heard him snoring. The boys, for their part, thought the same thing. The male, just seeing Urza's serious expression terrified them. The redhead simply sighed as she gave her students instructions. While they were exercising, she went over to where Issei was, only to find him watching a series which made a vein pop out in her face. Urza, you're somewhat carefree. Issei, this is my free time, I have to enjoy it. Urza, you shouldn't train, you have great power within you. Issei, what a drag, I've already left behind that era where all I have to do is train. Urza, I understand. Issei, you can leave now, you have to teach classes, besides I'm about to finish the novel and I don't want any interruptions. Urza stood up to leave since she noticed that he didn't want to talk about fighting. Time passed and it was time to leave, it being a long day since their math teacher was Lilith. Issei, finally freedom. Eri, yes. Issei, hey, do you want to go to the movies? Eri. Issei, the chapter where Luffy uses Gear 5 just came out, it'll be great. Eri. Issei, look, there come your sisters, I'll ask them if they want to come so you don't get bored. Hey girls, come here for a moment. Stella, what do you want? Issei, they want to go to the movies, it's a unique moment, it will be fun. Mio, don't you have anything better to do? Issei, yes, watch the movie. Rias, it would be for next time. Issei, well, you guys are missing out, see you later, running to get there as fast as possible. Lilith, it's kind of carefree to be honest. Stella, I'd say silly. Urza and tell me, Erichin, how are the classes going for you to become the new leader? Eri, it's difficult when someone wants to change. Urza, I like to fight. Stella, I travel frequently. Mine, I'm feeling lazy to be honest. Lilith, I have to research some things so I wouldn't have time. Rias, seeing everything you have to do kind of made me lose interest. Good luck, sis. Eri, it's difficult. She let out a sigh that made the others laugh, then headed home. The next day was like any other for Issei, as he only went to the academy to sleep and read his novels. His teachers abandoned him since they could do nothing with such an attitude. In the afternoon, the sisters went to the occult club mostly because of Rias and Eri, where when they arrived the one with pigtails froze when she saw a person there. He quickly hid behind Urza. Lilith, what do they want? Razor, if that's how you're going to treat your future brothers-in-law, you should be a little nicer. Lilith, that's just because of the advice. If it were up to our parents, they would never be in favor. Deodora, come Eri, we need to talk, giving him a smile that frightened the girl as she had a bad feeling about him. Razor, Rias, why don't you just go back to the underworld? I don't know what you're doing in this filthy place. Rias, why don't you just leave? Razor, ha 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 ha. Deodora, I heard you'll be the next leader of your clan, Eri, congratulations. Would you like to go out for dinner to celebrate? Eri, no thr, thank you. Razor, she's still a fool, they'll have it bad, buddy. Urza, you have courage, bird, to say those words in my presence. Razor, what did you just call me? Urza, sorry, I meant chicken. Razor, don't make me angry. Urza, ha 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 ha, what are you going to do? Don't tell me you're going to fight me because you'd be dead in an instant. If your brother couldn't defeat me, you certainly won't. Razor, Tusk, Mio, only you two girls are missing to get rid of that commitment. Razor, that won't be possible. Deodora, with me you'll have a good life, Eri. Don't you want to go on a date? Walking towards her, Eri only squeezed Urza's hand tighter out of fear. Urza, stop, kid, don't take another step. Deodora, this is something we have to resolve, please don't interfere. Stella, she's our sister, so we can do it. Rias, get out of here now. Before one of the men could answer, they heard the door open, the others being young men. Natsu, I don't want any more classes, I'm tired. Basara, but you were just sleeping. Natsu, with so much noise it was impossible. Ikki, ha 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 ha, Gray, silence, we have visitors, looking at the two guests. Murajane, so that moment has arrived. Natsu, which one? Murajane, Rias and Eri's engagement. Maria, I still remember when we defeated Miyasama's. Yuki, it was a beating we gave them because we were overconfident. Razor, more trouble. Anyway, this is something that can't be broken and you know it, right? Rias, it will be done as always. Razor, a raiding game if that's what you want, fine. Snapping his fingers, he summoned his entire entourage. Razor, from what I can see you barely have any of your own and they're so weak. Koji, don't talk to Butchu like that. Rias, Koji, please no. Razor, that's right, shut up, but if you want to fight, fine, so be it. Deodora, it will also be through a raiding game, Eri, but from what I understand, you don't have anyone. Razor, aren't they ashamed of having a useless sister? Mio, hey, you're going too far, unleashing their murderous instincts just like the other young people because they knew how kind Eri was. Razor, whatever. Deodora, you'll have to give up, Eri, you have no one. The aforementioned woman took out her cell phone, somewhat embarrassed as she didn't want to depend on it always, but she had no choice. At the cinema, Issei was enjoying his series until he felt his cell phone vibrate. He left it like that, but after a while he decided to answer, being Eri. Issei, what's wrong? Whispering, but I heard no response, only sobs. Eri, Issei, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to depend on you, but I need your help. I don't want to get married, please help me. Issei, what? Eri was about to continue, but the call was cut off. Issei, okay, continuing with what he was doing, he was about to eat his popcorn, but upon hearing the above, he lost his appetite. Issei, damn it, leaving everything there to leave the room. Drake, ha 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 ha, and you said you wouldn't get involved again. Issei, shut up, taking a leap to return to the academy. Meanwhile, Eri was on her knees looking at her destroyed phone. Urza, hey, what the hell is wrong with you? Deodora, we're having a serious conversation. Razor, that's rude. Besides, no one's going to come help you, you're so weak. Deodora, just accept your commitment and all this will be forgotten. She extended her hand for Eri to take it, but was pushed away by a kick from Issei. Everyone was surprised to see him there, especially the sisters. Issei, what a nuisance. Eri, sorry, Issei just hit him on the head. Issei, stop apologizing. Eri, p. Watching as Issei raised his fist again, she covered her mouth. Issei, so which of these two retards is your future? Eri, the pointing to Deodora, who had a slightly more serious expression. Issei, well, you know, I didn't mean to get so involved in this nonsense, but it's best to end it now. I have a feeling that if I don't finish sooner, some people will complain later and I don't want to be bothered about my own business. Deodora, what nonsense are you talking about? Issei, I will fight against both of them and their groups to put an end to this nonsense. Chapter 6. There was complete silence after Issei's words until Razor started laughing. Razor, it's a joke, right? You're so weak. Issei, ha ha ha, you're right, I'm as weak as a chicken. Razor, don't get too smart, you damn human. Issei, you don't want chicken either. Now that I think about it, I'm craving some grilled chicken. Razor, you want to die because if that's what you want, I'll help you. Issei, so you accept, and you who say fake smile, join in. Deodora, fine, but you will die. Issei, wait, yes, you can kill, I have that right too. Razor, sure, but obviously it won't happen since you won't live for even 5 minutes. Issei, well then when will the battle be? You tell me. Deodora tomorrow night. Issei, fine, then I'll see you that day and if that's all you'd better leave since you ruined my night. Razor, enjoy your last night. Deodora, see you at the wedding. Eri, take care, where they both went to their homes. Urza, I don't know whether to admire you or call you an idiot for what you just did. Issei, just say thank you. Eri, thank you Issei and sorry, receiving a blow to the head instantly. Issei, hey, I'm tired of hearing that word, you should erase it from your vocabulary. Eri, I'll try. Issei, I don't know anything about your family but it must be pretty well known so act like it. You have the right to be arrogant just like that chicken. But you also have to be strong enough to back up that arrogance, you understand? Eri, yes. Rias, Issei, thank you. Issei, whatever you say. Koji, Issei, you must be strong. Could you train me? Issei, why or for what purpose? Koji, because you're awesome, plus we both have dragons, summoning a golden gauntlet. Issei, Fafnir, Koji, you know him. Issei, nope. Fafnir, how long? Drake, I thought you were still alive, but a few days ago I felt your power. I was surprised, although now you have a host just like you. Fafnir, shut up. Issei, well, I'm leaving, I have things to do. Heading towards the exit to go home, the next day was the same for Issei until night fell and they went to the underworld. Surzech was waiting for them, somewhat surprised to learn that Issei was going to defend his sisters. They were all led to the battlefield where the Gremory family, Phoenix and Astaroth were in the distance. Issei, well, we need to finish this battle quickly. Drake, wow, it's obvious you like those sisters for me to have decided to accept. Issei, even I'm wondering what the heck is wrong with me. Is it already that season? Drake, no, there are still about 2 months to go. Issei, I see, where am I going to look today? The Dutch ones aren't so bad. Drake, maybe. Issei, I'll see in due time. Razor, ready to die human. Issei, while 32 people, it's clear they each have a whole group. Deodora, are you already afraid? Issei, of course not. Tell me, do you want me to defeat you with fists, magic, or a sword? Tell me and I'll decide. Razor, ha 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 ha, you really are stupid. But what else could you expect from a human? Issei, then it will be my choice. You know I'm a bit rusty with the sword, so I'll take that option, stretching out the arms. Lord Phoenix, Lucifer-sama, are you seriously in favor of that battle? Surzech, that's what they wanted. Ajika, you have a lot of confidence in the boy, don't you? Surzech, we have to see what he's made of, watching the battle very carefully. Issei, Dryag activates the knight armor. Drake, finally, Razor, kill that human. The entire entourage launched an attack except for one person. Gradually, parts of the armor began to envelop Issei, allowing him to evade attacks. Issei, well, it's time for action. Summoning a sword, the spectators were amazed by that armor. Issei, defend yourselves, yes. With a smile, he then launched an attack and defeated everyone without much difficulty. Some rushed at Issei to defeat him, but Issei was faster and defeated them anyway, leaving behind half of Razor's entourage who only bothered him. Issei, I thought they would be stronger, but they were taken down so easily. Razor, damned. Issei, go ahead, chicken, because I have a reservation for chicken dinner tonight. Both Razor and Deodora went against Issei. Urza, he's doing the same thing he did when he defeated us. Mio, it makes them angry so they fight without thinking. It's low but effective. Stella, he's amazing. Who taught him? His swordsmanship is incredible. I admired Issei a little because I wanted to learn something from him. Issei, ha 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 ha, and well, who's losing now? Deodora, you bastard, we're going to defeat you. Eri is mine and no one else's. Issei, and what does that have to do with me? Moving quickly to strike him with his knee. Issei, I've seen that fake smile you always give many times and you know what? It makes me sick. Grabbing him by the hair, he punched him repeatedly in the face at high speed. Issei, Drake, give me 2 boosts, I'm going too slow. Drake, boost, boost. Everyone witnessed Deodora's teeth flying out and they also failed to see how fast Issei was hitting. Issei, and this is the last one, home run, giving one last blow that sent him flying. Issei, wow, that must be a record. Razor, damned. He created a large fireball while wearing a big smile but erased it upon seeing Issei in front of him and also because he didn't even have his helmet. Issei, last words. Razor, who the hell are you? Issei, a traveler. He punched him in the face, embedding him in the wall and also caught the fireball he threw at his owner, causing a huge explosion. Issei, wow, that explosion was incredible. Deactivating the armor, he turns around and sees a blonde woman lying on the ground, frightened. Issei, what's a girl doing here? What's your name? Ravel Phoenix. Issei, be a good person, Ravel, or I'll come after you and make you cry, you understand. She nodded quickly, then watched as Issei left the place in a magic circle. The spectators were in great silence as it all ended very quickly. The next day, Issei was sleeping in his gym class as usual. Urza, Issei, we need to talk. Come with me. Issei, 5 more minutes. She picked him up like a sack of potatoes and carried him away. Upon arriving at his destination, he threw him onto the sofa where, upon opening his eyes, he found himself facing 3 people. Issei, who are they? Zeoticus, my name is Zeoticus Gremory, and this is my wife Venelana and my son Surzech, whom you already know. Issei, yeah, so what's up? Surzech, you defeated my sister's fiancés. Issei, I know. Surzech, in short, you are now her fiancé. Issei, no thanks. Zeoticus, well, since. Wait, what did you just say? Issei, no thanks. Venelana, because, Issei, I'm a free man. If I didn't get married before, I'm certainly not going to do it today. Besides, what you want is a bodyguard, not a fiancé. I may be stupid, but I'm not an idiot. The three of them had a drop of sweat on their faces because of the last part, but it was best not to say anything. While those involved could not process their rejection, Issei, that's all. If that's the case, I'm leaving. Surzech, why not? Issei, I already said it. Besides. Having a slightly more serious expression, Issei, I don't protect anyone, walking towards the exit, leaving a great silence in the room. Chapter 7. The day after that conversation, Issei went on with his life as if nothing had happened, while both sisters continued to process it. Students, the parents' meeting is coming up soon, so don't forget to tell your parents. Hi sensei, I hope to see all your parents. Issei, and what if one is more alone than loneliness? Then an uncle or older brother as long as he's family. Issei, I just told you sensei, I'm lonelier than loneliness. So Issei, I'm not adopted either, I have nothing, so no one will come from me. A great silence fell upon hearing the news. Eri, who was standing nearby, wanted to say something, but the words wouldn't come out. The teacher was going to continue with the class, but the recess bell rang. Issei, let's eat, it's finally time, going to the cafeteria. Eri, Issei, I'm sorry about your parents. Issei, don't worry about it, it's just a matter of time. Eri, Issei, I want to know. Issei, what? Eri, because you rejected the proposal of mom marriage. Issei, as the song says, I am free, I am free. Eri, but Issei, Eri, you're a cute girl, but you're going to hate me, so it's best to leave it at that and continue with our beautiful friendship. Eri, I don't know, Issei, besides after a while I'll be leaving, it's better not to cling on. Eri, but Issei, I'll also tell you one thing, it's best if you don't call me again, I don't want to help other people. I've already done it twice, and honestly, even I'm surprised I did it. Eri, you regret it. Issei, I'll tell you the harsh truth or a disguised lie. Eri, so you hate me. Issei, I like you, but not enough to run to save you every minute. Eri, sorry for being weak, receiving a blow to the head. Issei, anyway, let's get something to eat, it's getting late. Continuing on their way to the cafeteria, Eri stood there processing Issei's words. Hours passed and it was time to leave, so Issei ran home because it was late. Rias, I wanted to talk to him. Urza, I asked an old friend to look into it. Lilith, and what did he tell you? Urza, nothing. Mine then. Urza, what I mean is that Haodu Issei doesn't exist, there's no trace of him, he was like a ghost. Stella, she's an interesting person, actually. Eri, he said not to bother him anymore. Urza, and we are the kind of people who give up quickly. Rias, of course not, taking the road home with her sisters while making some plans. As Issei ran, he passed by two hooded figures, glancing at them for a moment. Issei thought, exorcists, many problems are approaching, well, they're not mine, going faster to reach his destination. The next day, the morning passed without incident until he was about to go home. Sona, Haodu Issei, we need to talk. Issei, what's wrong, Kaicho? Sona, these two people are coming from the church and want to talk to us. Issei, and what does that have to do with me? Sona, I'll be meeting with the sisters, and since you're part of Eri's entourage, you should be present. Issei, Kaicho, I'm free now and that's not my problem, so see you later. He took a few steps but was stopped by one of the exorcists. You're not going anywhere, demon. It's best if you're all together for what I'm about to say. Issei, I'm not a demon, so let me go. I said no. Issei, you don't have any other options. Taking another step, he was stopped by a sword. Issei grabbed the tip with his hand, then pulled the exorcist closer and punched her in the face, leaving the other attendees surprised. Issei, I told you so, leaving the place without paying attention to the words of the girl he had just hit. Later, everyone was gathered at the occult club and most of their eyes were on the girl with the broken nose. Rias, what happened to him? Sona, it was Issei. They all understood quickly. My name is Shidu Irina and this is my partner Zenobia Quarta and we are here on behalf of the church. Urza, we have no information that you're coming, you can't just show up and do whatever you want. Irina, I heard they call you Titania, you're really great. Urza, then tell me your reasons. Irina, our Excalibur swords were stolen and we were informed that they were here in Kouh. Lilith, do you have any idea who they were? Zenobia, fallen and perhaps with the help of demons. Stella, it's obvious he doesn't like us. Irina, she's always like that. Anyway, we just want to complete our mission without her help. Urza, that's how it will be, but don't cause too much trouble. Irina, hey, what's wrong with that boy who hit my classmate? You have no manners. Urza, Issei, that's just how he is. Irina, it's not a problem, right? Zenobia, next time I'll kill him. Stella, I don't think you can. Zenobia, I'm not that weak, he takes me by surprise. Stella, what I mean is that he is the Sekiryuutei. Irina, seriously, wow, I wasn't expecting that. Urza, let's end this conversation. I have better things to do, so everyone should go home, walking to the exit to open the door and let both exorcists out. Issei, for his part, was leaving the store since he had nothing at home. Drake, he knows what it means to have people from the church come. Issei, I don't know and I don't care. Drake, Issei, when are you going to take an interest in the other races? To be honest, you don't know anything about them. Issei, and that's because I'm not interested, I have my own mission so the rest doesn't matter to me. Drake, although I like to help you, I also want you to have a life. Issei, dude, I'm still alive because of that promise. Drake, I understand, but tell me if those sisters need help, will you do it? Issei, I won't do it. Otherwise, they'll never improve and will be useless forever, especially Eri. I'll just help her forget her shyness so I can leave in peace knowing she's not a chicken. Drake, I won't say any more so. Issei, so nothing, and you'd better keep quiet since I'm about to arrive home and the novel will begin, plus the finale is in 2 days. Drake, don't cry. Issei, who's speaking? Drake, I had something in my eye. Issei, and I was chopping an onion. Drake, no comment. Issei, I agree. He remained silent to take a seat and watch his series. Time passed and Issei kept his distance from the sisters. They often wanted to talk to him, but he always found a way to escape. One day, like any other, he was walking home when he stopped because in front of him, there was a girl lying on the ground. Issei approached her while taking a stick to try to wake her up. Drake, have some manners. Issei, he can attack out of nowhere, it's best to be prepared. Drake, hey, she's not one of those exorcist girls. Issei, no idea, standing up to leave. Drake, hey, are you seriously going to leave her lying there? Issei, I don't know her because I would have to. Drake, don't be such trash. Issei, good, taking out his cell phone to call someone. Eri, Issei, it's been a while, is something wrong? Issei, nothing, I was just taking a quiet walk and I came across a half-dead girl, she must be one of those exorcists. Eri, I understand. Issei, I'll leave her on a bench and send someone to get her. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Goodbye. Ending the call, Eri wanted to say more but wasn't given the chance. Issei, happy, picking Irina up like a sack of potatoes to carry her to a bench. Drake, you really need to improve your manners. Issei, hey, I helped her, what more do you want? Drake, take care of her. Issei, I'm a nanny or a doctor. Drake, no, but Issei, but whatever, I'd better go home. Drake let out a sigh, deciding it was best not to argue anymore. Hours later, Eri arrived with Rias hoping to see Issei there, but only the unconscious Irina was there. Rias, he has some injuries, what must have happened to him? Eri, I don't know, but we'd better take her somewhere safer. Going home to heal her, some time passed and night came where Issei was on his sofa watching a series. Meanwhile, at the academy, the sisters and Sona were discussing what was happening. Urza, Rias, you should discipline your classmates more. Rias, I know, but I'm not going to threaten them like I threatened your friends. Natsu, that's a lie, none of that is happening. Urza, you see, Stella, well, we still don't know who the enemy is who stole the sacred swords, and this is getting more and more annoying. Lilith, I still wonder how on earth we haven't called Surzech, this is out of our hands. Rias, you're here and that's more than enough. Or are you afraid? Stella, none of that. Urza, we'd better find a way to locate the enemy, frowning as they sensed a great power moving towards them. Urza, something bad is coming, Sona. You, along with your companions and some of Mio and Lilith, create a barrier. Something bad will happen here. Without complaint, they all nodded and went to take their positions. Urza, Eri calls Issei, he might be interested in what's coming. Eri, hi, he was calling quickly while Issei was laughing like crazy about his series until he heard his cell phone ring. Upon taking it and seeing who you are, I throw it against the wall, destroying it. Issei, you guys sorted out, I have a life too. Drake, and what a life. Continuing with his series. Eri, he's not answering, he must be busy. Urza, okay then, everyone take your positions. Leaving the room with her sisters and companions only to see a group of fallen exorcist members and a person sitting on a throne high above. Lilith, it is the Kadri Cockabeel. Gray, it'll be a long but fun night, let's see who kills the most. Natsu, challenge accepted, both of them were smiling while the others prepared to fight. Cockabeel, all the sisters together. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, what would happen if I killed them all? How would the leader, Lucifer, and the Leviathan react? Urza, I haven't lived many years just for some bat-faced idiot to come and say stupid things to my face. Upon hearing those words, Cockabeel frowned and then gave the signal to attack, sending all his men forward. The others, without hesitation, also launched their attack. Koji, I'm ready, this will be difficult. Summoning a golden gauntlet. Fafnir, you have to give it your all and not make me look bad, okay? Koji, I'm not promising anything. Cockabeel, pathetic people, they won't last long. Feeling a slight pain in her cheek as a bullet passed over it, fired by Lilith. Cockabeel, how dare you hurt me? Lilith, you're the leader, it's obvious you should die first. Akio, haha, this is fun, it's been years since I've had this much fun. Sending the exorcist flying far away with his kicks. Look, please behave yourself. Kurumi, come on Wanasama, we have to be faster than the others. Yuki, I know, that way we'll have a date with Basara later. I was going faster because I was excited. In the distance, a figure in white armor was watching the battle, somewhat fascinated by the sight of powerful people. Volley, it's not bad, I didn't expect to see so many people with some skill. Albion, are you interested in those redheads? That would be something unique. Volley, I'm just saying they're not bad. Albion, hahaha, why don't you act like a hero right now and maybe you'll get his attention. Also, you have to take that Kadri to Azazel. Volley, good, depending on the battlefield, falling on Cockabeel, in addition to drawing everyone's attention by stopping the battle. Volley, you know why I came, Cockabeel, I'm not going anywhere, you bastard. Volley, it's not an option. Putting his foot on Cockabeel's head, making him scream in pain. After that, I grabbed him by the neck to throw him into the air and launch several attacks, hitting Cockabeel directly. When he fell to the ground, he grabbed him by the hair to punch him in the face and knock him out. Volley, and you want the same thing. The fallen immediately fled the scene, as did the exorcists. Urza, who sent you? Volley, the leader of this. Urza, I see, thanks anyway. Without saying anything, Volley took Cockabeel and left the place with a half-smile. While Issei was in the alcove looking at the stars, he then formed a smile. Issei, what a beautiful day, maybe my wish will come true in a few days. Entering her home, she had a feeling that better days were coming. The next day, the students continued their journey to the academy, some bored and others full of dreams. Some girls were fascinated to see the gray-haired man looking rather serious. Issei walked past him with a half-smile, while Vali felt nothing. Vali, to be honest, I was hoping to see the Sekiryuutei around here, but I only encountered the weak Fafnir. Koji, who are you? Lilith, you are the Hakuryu no. Vali, that's right. Stella, what do you want here? Vali, I'm just investigating, nothing more. Starting to walk as I passed by the group. Without saying a word, they continued on their way to the academy. Eri, Issei, today we ran into the Hakuryu. Issei, I see. Eri, you're not impressed. Issei, not at all. I'm going to meet him sooner or later. Besides, I see a lot of people are really nervous about what might happen. Eri, tomorrow is the parents' meeting. Issei, that's why, whatever. Lying down to sleep. Chapter 9. For some it was a day they had been waiting for others it was just another day, and for the few who remained it was a day like any other, since it was a parent-teacher meeting and they didn't want to be punished by them. The first 2 hours were quiet until most people heard a lot of footsteps and looked out the window to see many parents coming in. What will happen to us today? I'm afraid of losing my video games. My life. Some wanted to escape, but the teacher had locked the door since it was the same every year. Minutes later she opened it, letting in the adults who walked past her children with a smile. Okay students, today we'll have a special class. We'll be making sculptures. You can make whatever you like. This is not an English class. Yes, but there are times when we need to relax our minds, and what better way than this? Going around to each seat to leave a block of mud. Luck, some parents started recording, managing to embarrass their children. How do Issei, wake up, we're in an important class. Issei, hey, what time is it? It's time to eat. We're in class, so have some manners and do your sculpture. Issei, we're in art class, that means the day is almost over. No, but just do your work, okay? If you finish quickly, you can leave, because we need to talk to the teachers. Issei, he should have said that from the beginning, putting his hand on his chin while he thought about what to do. Issei, Eri, what will you do? Eri, a flower. Issei, I see, I really have no idea. It can be anything, Hyodu, use your imagination. Issei, my mind's blank, but oh well since I insisted. He began working and the master could only sigh at his student's attitude. Minutes later he returned at Issei's request, having finished, only to be shocked to see a sculpture of himself sleeping on his table. Issei, great number, I don't know what to say. Issei, whether I pass or not, that's all I want to know. Yes, Dad. He didn't even manage to finish because he saw Issei run out of the room, leaving many parents surprised by Issei's attitude. Drake, what will you do now? Issei, I'll go to Everest. Drake, because Issei, I like climbing mountains, you forgot. Drake, to be honest, yes, and you've already been there like 4 times. Issei, I like the weather. It's also one of my hobbies. Leaving the academy to head towards their destination. Hours passed and many students were on their knees in front of their parents receiving a scolding, while others just let out a sigh because they were safe. Zeoticus, you did well, girls, they nodded to their father. Surzech, where is Hyodu? Issei, I need to talk to him about something. Eri, at the beginning of classes it was. Urza, why do you want to talk to him? Surzech, the meeting, and I wanted to know your opinion on something. Stella, we'll call him later and ask him. Goru, it's a pleasure to meet the Gremory family. Zeoticus, the ghetto is mutual. Goru, I was talking about it with my wife and we wanted to invite you to dinner. Zeoticus, we gladly accept, but it will only be my son and me. My wife had things to do, and you daughters are coming. Everyone nodded and then the group headed towards the Hyodu house. The hours passed and after dinner both parents started watching videos of their children, leaving most of them embarrassed. The next morning the girls were preparing things for the meeting until the time came. Surzech, and they called him well. Lilith, we were so focused on preparing everything that we forgot. Mio, you can call Eri. Eri, I'll try, taking out his cell phone while in a distant place a purple-haired man could be seen halfway up the mountain without safety equipment. At that moment I hear her cell phone ring, I let out a sigh and put one of her headphones in. Issei, who's speaking? Eri, I'm Eri. Issei wanted to know if you're busy. Issei, I am Eri. Well, my older brother wanted to invite you to the leaders' meeting. Issei, why or what? Eri, I'll put you through to my brother. Surzech, hello Hyodu. Issei, what do you want? Be direct right now, I'm a bit busy. Surzech, do you want to come to the faction meeting? We're going to talk about important matters and there might not be any more wars. Issei, I see, but unfortunately I can't go. So if you have nothing more to say, it's best to say goodbye. Surzech, wait a minute. But the call had come to an end. Surzech, that boy needs some manners. Urza, he won't come, will he? Surzech, no. Stella, what's going on in her head that she doesn't care about anything? Rias, who knows? Nobody said anything more. Later the rest of the leaders began to arrive with their companions. Azazel, it's been a while. Michael, I say the same. I honestly never thought the moment would come where we would be reunited without a problem. Surzech, it's time to put wars aside and begin a new era, but one of the important matters is the attack by Kadri Kakabil. Azazel, don't worry, it was resolved in the end since I sent Vali. Michael, you should take better care of your own. Azazel, you know how difficult it is, right? But in the end, nobody died, so let's drop the subject, shall we? Seraphal, fine, but if it happens again, you'll know the consequences. Azazel, I know, but let's sign that and then we'll go because I have things to do. Michael, I agree. Azazel, but first, what do the Sekiryuutei and the two Dragon Kings think of this peace? Volley, just fighting strong people is more than enough. Koji, I fight for my friends and the girls as long as they're safe, that's more than enough. Saji, I say the same as him. Azazel then. Issei, and they're not going to ask me. Upon hearing that voice, everyone looked towards the window to see Issei sitting with a smile. Rias, Issei, the one who dresses and wears shoes. Azazel, who are you? Issei, I am the one who will kill your disciple. Azazel, you are the Sekiryuutei. Issei, point for Gregory. Azazel, I have no information about you and that really scares me since I know everything about the sacred gear. Issei, I'm fast and I don't like bullies. Michael, getting back to the point, you want peace. Issei, my answer is I'm not interested. Surzech, what do you mean? Issei, well, a few minutes ago I was climbing Everest and it was awesome, in case you were wondering. The point is I'm not interested in your wars, I'm only here for the white guy, nothing more. Azazel, it's best to abandon that battle that has left many dead in its wake. Issei, I'm very sorry, but that won't be possible. There's a story and it's better to continue it. Urza, but it's better to just have a battle without anyone dying, that way you know the winner, isn't that much better? Issei, for you yes, but not for me, but now that I see it clearly. Approaching Volley to look him in the face while he frowned at him. Issei, you're still green, it's a shame, and I was so excited, letting out a sigh of disappointment. Volley, you think I'm as weak as you. Issei, you know I've always been fair and I'll give you 3 years to come back stronger. Azazel, you're very confident, don't you think? Issei, I'm not some trash who kills weaklings either, I always give every Sekiryuutei the same chance. Surzech, what do you mean by that? Issei, well, I came for what I wanted. Oh, and one more thing, I ran into them on my way. Opening a pocket dimension from which several body parts of wizards emerged, as well as a headless cat Rias. Issei, you're welcome. He opened the window to leave, but a blue sphere hit him in the back, knocking him to the ground. Issei, I didn't expect that. Volley, do you think I'll let you go after you insulted me? Taking a leap and standing a little ways away from Issei while he was dusting himself off. Issei, Sekiryuutei, you should take advantage of this opportunity and train. Volley, you think I'm so weak? I am Volley Lucifer. Unfurling his demon wings while many were in shock upon hearing that, Azazel let out a sigh upon seeing how idiotic his student was. Issei just moved his head to the side. Issei, who is Lucifer? The leaders who were seated fell to the ground at that response. Volley, are you being stupid or are you just pretending? Issei, it's because he's not interested in other races. Volley, I am a miracle born half-demon and half-human with a high-level Longinus. You could say I am the strongest Sekiryuutei of the past, present, and future. Issei, I doubt the past, I'd give you 30% for the present and we'll know about the future later. Volley, while you were just lucky enough to be born with a sacred gear. Issei, well, now that you've vented, I can go. Volley, you're not going anywhere. Activating his armor. Issei only opened a pocket dimension to take out some photos and portraits which he threw to Volley, who took them with doubt. Volley, and what does this mean? Issei, nothing for you, but your partner must have a different opinion. Turning around to leave, Volley, seeing this, was going to go after Issei but couldn't move. Volley, Albion, because I can't move. Albion, it's best if he leaves, you're no match for him. Volley, what are you saying? Don't you know how strong I am? Albion, you are, but only if it were someone else. But how is it possible that that bastard is still alive? Volley, let me go, I'll kill him. Albion, listen to me for once in your life, you're no match for him right now. Volley, who the hell is it? Why are you so nervous? Albion, he is the first Sekiryuutei, or as I call him, the Sekiryuutei Hunter. Chapter 10. There was complete silence from everyone present, they could even hear the wind. Volley, what nonsense are you talking about? Albion, that's the truth. Volley, and how are you so sure of such stupidity? Albion, at first I didn't think much of it, but then everything changed and I never killed my host. I would leave him to die in agony while I began to draw my partner's expression of pain. Volley, but... Albion, I never saw his face as he always had his suit on, but I don't understand why he showed himself on this occasion. Volley, I will kill him. Albion, you are very far from it. He tucked Volley into his mental space so that the others wouldn't hear what he was about to say. Albion, the oldest carrier, I had lived 25 years. Volley, that. Albion, with each wielder I have, I only encounter the Sekiryuutei twice. The first time is to test my partner's strength and the second is the final battle. In the end, they never listen to me and well, they end up dying young. Volley, that won't happen. Albion, Volley, you have to abandon your plan to leave, it's better if you stay. Volley, we've been planning this for a long time. Albion, I know, but with the leader's help you'll be able to go very far. Besides, I imagine the current Mao Lucifer must have information about your ancestors' magic. Volley, maybe. Albion, to be honest, this is the first time I've felt we can defeat that monster. And with the leader's help, it might be possible. Volley, I will kill him. Albion, talk to Azazel later and convince him to let your companions join. He will understand when he learns of the dark-haired man approaching. Letting Volley out of her mental space. Azazel, what did they talk about? Volley, nothing. Azazel, but wow, knowing that there's only ever been one Sekiryuutei in all of history, that's something unique. That boy must be over 2,000 years old. Surzech, White Emperor, how ruthless is the Sekiryuutei? Albion, I don't know what he's thinking. Besides, he never cared about other people's wars. There were times I forced my wielder to join other factions like the Egyptian, Greek, Japanese, Indian, and Chinese, among others, but in the end he always found me and fought alongside my wielder, leaving him dead. Michael, because he thought he was dead. Albion, my previous bearer, was a disciple of Shiva. Azazel, who one of the most powerful beings in the world. Albion, when the Sekiryuutei came, my companion was training with his master. He gave him the same warning he gave Vali, and after 5 years he returned. He fought my companion mercilessly, but in the end I left him halfway to his grave. Before I left with Vali, I saw Shiva launch an attack against the Sekiryuutei, so I thought those years of horror had finally come to an end. Azazel, I'll have to talk to Shiva about this one of these days. Surzech, in short, Issei will not get involved in any war since his only mission is to fight you, but why? Michael, even though young Issei had a smile, I felt a lot of hostility towards you. Albion, I don't know why, but it's time to put an end to that. Vali, I'll finish him off, and that's why I'll need help to become stronger so I can kill him. He'll see that nobody threatens me. Seraphal, if Issei messes with you, he's messing with the Alliance. In short, there will be a war. Albion, that's right. Azazel, let's sign quickly so we can go rest. Well, you all, I have to go investigate the Sekiryuutei. The others didn't say anything and just signed the papers and then went to rest for a while. Elsewhere, a purple-haired boy could be seen sitting on a swing. Issei, I won't lie, Drake, the new Hakuryukoi is something of a surprise. I've never encountered one that's of mixed race. Drake, I'm surprised, to be honest. This time Albion has someone powerful, and if he trains more, he'll become even stronger. Issei, that's much better. Drake, but he's with the Alliance, you know what will happen if you kill him. Issei, I'll think about it when the time comes. Besides, don't you think it's rude to eavesdrop on other people's conversations? Why don't you go out with a redhead? Continuing with what she was doing, a girl with pigtails came out. Stella, how long have you known? Issei, since you arrived, you've certainly been eager. Stella, I just want to know. Issei, what? Stella, who are you? The White Emperor recently mentioned that you are the first Sekiryuutei. Is that true? Issei, I don't know. Stella, tell me, who are you? Besides, they're already portraying you as the bad guy in the story. Maybe I can help you. Issei, thank you for the offer, but I'll have to decline it. Stella, but... Issei, you know if you want to know my secret, you have to do something too. Stella, what a thing. Issei, kill a god. Giving her a smile, Stella didn't know how to respond to the proposal. Stella, you're joking, right? Issei, nope. If you want to know, you also have to give something. Besides, your sisters can help you, so it will be easy, right? Stella, you helped us in the past and we want to return the favor. Don't become a villain. Issei, listen carefully to what I'm going to tell you. If the price you have to pay for your well-being and your peace of mind is to end up as the villain of the story, then accept your role and give it the best performance you can. Stella, you're not afraid. Right now the Hakuryukoi will train alongside the leaders and will be very strong. Issei, great, isn't it? Maybe an interesting Hakuryukoi will finally appear. Stella, you are not afraid of death. Issei, darling, I'm already dead. Standing up to face her with his usual smile. Issei, you either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. Stella, I don't know what to say. Issei, just answer my proposal. Will you do it or not? Stella, I don't know. We're talking about a god. Issei, don't worry. There's plenty of time, so I'm going to rest. Tomorrow is the last day of classes, starting to walk home. Issei, good night and never forget this. No one is completely evil and no one is completely good. Stella, what do you mean? But she received no response from Issei. Later, she went home to tell him what she had discussed with Issei. Urza, are you crazy to make such a promise? Mio, she's right. Stella, I didn't promise anything, I just said I'd think about it. Besides, you're all curious too, just like everyone else. Nobody said anything because it was the truth. Rias, and despite everything that happened, he said he was going to the academy. I thought he was going to leave the country. Stella, nobody knows what she has in mind. They all let out a sigh at the same time. The next morning, many were happy because it was vacation time. Okay guys, your vacation will start soon. What are your plans? Go to the beach. Go live with my grandparents, being at home and playing video games. And you, Issei, what plans do you have? Issei, A, waking up to stand up and walk to a globe of the earth to turn it over and then stop it with his finger. Issei, I'm going to Madrid. That's interesting, dude. WTF, how long ago did you learn Spanish? Issei, I like soccer. Anyway, I have to go, I need to pack. See you next time. Leaving the room. Chapter 11. The holidays arrived and almost everyone fled the academy so they could enjoy them. Lilith, and Issei hasn't seen it. Eri, she left in the early hours saying she was going to Spain. Mine, what will he do there? Eri, I have no idea, he chose it randomly. Urza, Eri, you know what's coming, don't you? Rias, I know about the youth meeting. Urza, don't let yourselves be influenced by those old men's words. And you, Eri, try to keep a serious expression or they'll take advantage of your weakness. Stella, everything will be all right. Urza, do your best, I know you'll do well, so let's go home and pack so we can return to our home. At the airport, Issei was boarding his flight. Drake, what the hell are you going to do in that place? Issei, I won't know in due time, don't worry, it's vacation time. Besides, it's been like 200 years since I've been to Spain, I'm curious to know how it is. Drake, I see, Issei, it'll be a good vacation. He lay down on the sofa to rest as it was a long journey. The next day, the group of demons were boarding their train to go to the underworld. although to everyone's surprise, Volley went with them because Azazel partly forced him to. Koji, to be honest, it's kind of weird having him around. Volley, you'd better shut up, looking to the side to see the sisters board the train. Later on the road, everyone was doing their own thing, some sleeping, others eating, and a few fighting. Lilith, excuse me Valicun, but can I ask Albion something? Albion, what do you wish? Lilith, this is a question I've had for a while now, and it's how Issei has lived so long. Because when I'm in front of him, I only sense a human aura. Can dragons hide their aura to that extent? Albion, to be honest, I don't know that answer, but I can tell you that he is not a dragon since his aura would be felt even if it was a tiny amount. Azazel, that's interesting to know. You know, there's only one way for a human to live that long, and that's if a god gives you their blessing. Urza, then. Azazel, but that would be impossible based on what we know about Albion. I don't think the Sekiryuutei is even close to being a god. You know, it's interesting, I'm getting more and more curious. Rias, who wouldn't? Airy, with how calm and funny he is. Albion, you're crazy. That's just a facade, you don't know how crazy he is. He killed all my wielders in brutal ways. You know how they felt when that maniac ripped open their chests while they were still alive and then left them to live for hours in agony. Stella, that's hard to believe. Albion, I'm just telling the truth, having stopped talking since she didn't want to remember those moments. Time passed until they reached their destination. Venelana, my girls are at home. Mio, we're coming in, Mom. It's been a long trip, so let's eat something and then go to sleep. Urza, you need to train, you've been very lazy these days. Mio, Mom, tell him something, okay? Venelana, let's eat, yes. The days passed and everyone trained hard to improve their power, especially Volley, who was giving it his all. Especially when he remembered Issei's smile, which only made him angrier. The day before the meeting, the Gremory family was having dinner. Zeoticus, they are nervous. Rias, everything will be all right. Airy, I'll do my best. Zeoticus, don't worry, just don't be intimidated. Both nodded in confirmation to their father. Venelana, Airy, what happened to the Sekiryuutei, or how do Issei? Wasn't he part of your entourage? Why didn't he come? Airy, he only helped me that one time, besides, he's busy right now. Meanwhile, Issei was running alongside many people as a bull was following them from behind. Stella, who knows what kind of fun he's having? Surzech, and tell me, have you trained with Volley? He's been working very hard these days. Urza, I haven't had time. Lilith, I agree. Zeoticus, it's quite a surprise to have a Lucifer on our side after everything that happened. Surzech, I agree. Dinner continued without any problems until the next day arrived when all the young demons were ready for their meeting. Airy was the most nervous, but she had to give it her all, and besides, only her sister Rias would be accompanying her since the others couldn't enter. After a while of talking amongst themselves, they were called to the counselor's room and the leaders who were going to listen to their dreams. Little by little, the young people began to pass by, supporting many and insulting several for their stupid dreams like Sona Citri. Seraphal wanted to kill the council members, but Surzech and Agika managed to stop her in time. Advisor 2, so Airy Gremory, what are your future plans? Airy, I just want to help my family. Advisor 1, as far as we know, you are the next leader of House Gremory, but to be honest, you are not suitable for that position. Counselor 6, you are very weak, and of all your sisters, you are the only one without a retinue. Aren't you ashamed of being so useless? Counselor 4, marriage was the only good thing you had, but you broke it up. But seeing that you haven't achieved anything, we'll have to reconsider that. Surzech, wait, that's not possible. Counselor 5, you are only here to see Lucifer Sama. Airy, but the engagement is broken. Advisor 1, it will be valid again alongside Deodora Sama, and this is not up for discussion. You are not suitable to be the leader of such an important clan. Airy, it's not possible, falling to her knees, fighting back tears. Some young people began to whisper amongst themselves, laughing. Rias, who was at a distance, took out her cell phone to call Issei, hoping for something good. Issei, who are you? Rias, I am Rias Gremory. Issei, I see. Rias, I know we don't have the right to ask you for help, but my younger sister is suffering, please do. Issei, Gio, LLL. Rias felt as if her ear was going to explode from that scream. Rias, what the heck? Issei, I'm watching the Real Madrid versus Barcelona game. If you're asking who I support, I don't support either team. I just like to shout like everyone else. Rias, Issei, you will help us. Issei, why or what? Rias, please, although you could get into trouble for that. And because of us, your life could change. Issei, you finally said something coherent. Rias, sorry to bother you. Issei, goodbye. Ending the call to continue watching the game. Drake, you won't. Issei, no, because I would have to. Drake, they are your friends, they have accepted you despite how badly you have treated them. Issei, ah yes, Drake, just do it. To be honest, it's time you did something different. Issei, I like what I do. Besides, it's a promise I can't break. Drake, I know, but that girl needs your help. Issei, you already ruined the game with your nonsense. Drake, just go. Issei, you're annoying. Standing up to leave the crowd and then walking away. Counselor 6, stop crying and get up and leave, you're only embarrassing your family. Issei, shut up already, your old man voice is annoying me. Upon hearing that voice, everyone looked towards the back to see Issei sitting down, then stood up and walked in Airy's direction. Upon hearing that voice, she looked up only to receive a blow to the head. Issei, I don't know if you're the stupid one for letting yourself be guided by those words, or if I'm the stupid one for coming here. Airy, sorry, receiving a blow to the head. Issei, anyway, stand up, you just make me feel sorry for you when I see you like this. Counselor 2, who the hell are you and how dare you come in here? Issei, I am the one who will kill them all. Chapter 12. Upon hearing this, the leaders had a bad feeling, and before they could say anything, one of the council members stood up. Counselor 2, how dare a piece of human scum say those words to me? Issei, I'm just telling the truth, walking around a bit to get a chair and leave it in the center to take a seat. Issei, I was having a good day, but I had to come here and I honestly wonder what the hell I'm doing here. Counselor 1, how did you get past the guards? Issei, they were asleep when I arrived. Anyway, just finish that commitment again. I'm tired of going back and forth all the time. Counselor 5, who the hell do you think you are to say that in front of us? Issei, a little bird told me that the Sekiryuutei is someone important to the Alliance and you are the happiest, that's true, isn't it? Noticing how the old men frowned. Issei, if you don't let my classmate continue with her life as usual, I'll have no choice but to go for the Sekiryuutei and end her life. Counselor 6, who do you think you are? Issei snapped his fingers, creating a hologram of a battle between him and the ancient Sekiryuutei where Issei had him on the ground and then grabbed both his arms to rip them off. Issei, that answers your question. Advisor 5, you are the Sekiryuutei, you think you're all that, but you forget you're in our territory. Issei, I don't care about that, standing up then jumping up to stand in front of one of the council members. Issei, just say the words I want to hear, and then we'll all go home and rest. Counselor 2, only death awaits you. Issei formed a smile, then let out a laugh and placed his hand on the fallen man's shoulder. Issei, transfer, giving it part of his power, causing the demon to inflate to such an extent that it could no longer bear it and exploded, bathing everyone in blood except for Issei, who had a barrier. Issei, I can't stand it. Counselor 6, you are declaring war on the underworld by killing one of the most important people. Issei, yes, then let it be a full-blown war. Standing in front of the old man, I spoke where he only swallowed saliva. Issei, you think your leader can save you. If I didn't get involved with the factions in the past, it was because I didn't want to see them wiped out. But if you want to see every member of your race disappear, just tell me and I'll make your wish come true. And to show you I'm not lying, you'd be the last to die. As someone said, the decision is in your hands. I chose to let your entire race live or lead it to extinction, all because of a damned compromise. Returning to his seat while creating another hologram with a countdown. Issei, you have 10 seconds to tell me your answer. The countdown began while the council members wore expressions of hatred towards Issei. As the countdown came to an end, Issei headed for the exit. Advisor 1, well, the commitment will be broken. Issei, wise decision. Noticing how the elderly were about to explode because a human was threatening them. Issei, and one more thing, don't send anyone to try and kill me because if you do, I'll come after you and pull your legs at night, and I'll display your head on the most important spot in this place. Standing in front of Eri, who had her gaze lowered, Issei let out a sigh. Issei, Eri, you wish to be strong. Eri, yes. Issei, I'll regret the stupid thing I'm about to say, but oh well, stand up and follow me, I'm going to train you. Walking towards the exit, Eri was surprised to hear those words as they knew Issei more or less since they didn't expect him to do that. Issei, but I don't have all day now. Eri, standing up to leave the place, leaving behind a great silence after everything that had happened. Later, Issei and Eri were inside the forest. Issei, tell me what you know how to do or what the hell you have. Eri, I have my father's magic, the power to use any spell. Issei, and the other thing, Eri, I can't use the power of destruction. Of everyone, only my Oni-sama and Rias can use it freely while my other sisters can't use it on a large scale like they do. Issei, okay, tell me which element you know how to use best. Eri, a little fire. Issei, a little bit, what the heck does that mean? Eri, I hardly trained. Issei, wow, you're really lazy. Eri, sorry. He instantly remembered what he had just said, slowly raising his gaze only to see Issei with his eyes wide open and breathing rapidly, as well as opening a pocket dimension and slowly taking out the newspaper. Without hesitation, Eri started running for her life. Issei, are you a tape recorder to keep repeating the same stupid thing? Eri, I'm sorry, Issei, going after her while Eri was afraid of what would happen to her. The next day, the group of sisters finally found them only to find their younger sister lying on the ground. Urza, what happened here? Eri, I have no mana. Lilith, Issei, it's been a while, but what are you doing to my little sister? Issei, nothing, she just ran. Anyway, what did you come here for? Rias, yesterday after they left, an hour later a meeting was held with the Nordic faction. Everything was going well until they attacked us. Issei, Rias, it was the god Loki, but they managed to seal him away. My companions Sona and I will go to stop him. Issei, were you born a Teletubby? Rias. Issei, they are weak, they will only die. Maybe if they all go together maybe, but maybe they will live. Mio, you think we're that weak? Issei, yes. Stella, be a little more tactful. Issei, no. Lilith, and if you train us too. Issei, because I was having a good vacation. Urza, you will help us. Issei, my vacation's over, what's the point of complaining? I'll do it, but on 2 conditions. Lilith, which ones? Issei, first, kill that god. Urza, impossible. Issei, so you already know my answer. Rias, he's Oni-sama's son, we could cause a war. Issei, I don't care. Urza, it can't be anything else. Issei, well, since time is limited, I'll only give you one condition, and that is that you cannot fall in love with me. Sisters, what? Issei, I'm just saying in about 7 months I'm leaving this country, and we won't see each other again. Eri, because you're leaving, Issei, you don't have the right to know yet. Anyway, I'll help them if I feel like it during those 7 months of training. Rias, and what happens if someone falls in love? Issei, well, it only holds much pain for you because I don't have the right to love. But since everything is done, it's best if you leave. See you tomorrow, leaving the place. Lilith, what did he mean by not being able to love? Urza, she's keeping a lot of secrets and I don't think she's going to tell us. Stella, even so, nobody's going to fall in love with him, right? She saw her sisters but received no response. Chapter 13. Later, the group of sisters were lying on the ground, exhausted from so much training. Issei, wow, what's going on? We've barely started and they're already about to die. Mio, a little rest please. Issei, you're joking, right? That's what happens when their parents spoil them too much. Stella, we've trained a lot for years too. Issei, I know, but they only train the basics. Oh well, they have that silly battle tomorrow, so I'll give them the rest of the day off. Looking up, the girls saw something strange, but out of nowhere a soft armor descended. Issei, it's not time yet. Volley, for his part, looked behind him to see the sisters with some injuries. He clenched his fist when he saw that. Volley, if you want to fight so badly, why don't you fight against me? Aren't you ashamed to fight against them? Issei, it's none of your business. Volley, you think you'll live that long? Your fun time is over. Issei, I gave you 3 years and maybe by then you'll be better. I'd better go, the holidays are almost over and I have things to do like the tomato fight. Turning to leave, Volley, seeing that he despised him, lunged at Issei, but he turned around while activating his gauntlet to stop Volley's attack, causing all of his bones to be destroyed. He instantly fell to his knees, screaming in pain as his arm felt like jelly. Issei, I told you, Hakuryukoi, you're still right. Of all the Hakuryukoi, you're the most foolish I've ever seen. You can ask your friend, ha 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 ha. Albion, what kind of monster have you made red? Drake, a monster. Everything has a beginning, but sadly you forgot it. Perhaps one day you will remember. Issei, goodbye, taking a step and then teleporting to the human world. Urza, you're very impulsive. Besides, you shouldn't interfere where you're not wanted. Volley, do they feel something for him? Urza, that's none of your business. Besides, I imagine you're already familiar with the god Loki. Volley, that's right, my group and I will be going with Rias and Sona. Rias, they forgave Kaniko's sister. Volley, I had to make some promises, but it doesn't matter. Stella, let's go home, I'm sleepy, hungry, and everything. Volley, don't mess with the Sekiryuutei. Lilith, seeing your expression and tone of voice, I realize that you like one of us. Mine, how direct. Volley, yes, that's right. Mio, no fear of success. But unfortunately, you must lose that interest. Volley, is it because of him? Urza, you're impulsive, that's all you know. Anyway, we have to go. See you another time. Helping Eri, who was asleep from exhaustion. Volley, I will not give up. Albion, you won't have it easy, partner, especially since his interest lies with the Sekiryuutei, and if you kill him, his hatred will be so great that he won't want to see you again. Volley, I'm not in a hurry, I'm going to earn them slowly, leaving the place to prepare. In the human world, Issei was lying in a hammock. Issei, finally, I was already tired. Drake, tired of you only making them train each other. Issei, those sisters have talent, but it will take them years to reach the top. Drake, the bearer of the white, from what I've noticed, is interested in the sisters. Issei, ah yes. Drake, aren't you interested? Issei, my friend Drake, you know me better than anyone and you know that's impossible. I wish the Hakuryukoi luck. I hope he enjoys the 3 years he has left to live. Drake, you have no heart. Issei, I have it, but my heart only pumps blood. Drake, you know that's not what I mean. Issei, you better shut up, I have to prepare for war. Drake just let out a sigh, knowing how stubborn his friend was. Later, the group was ready to depart on the mission with the 2 entourages and Volley with his group. Surzech, I wish you all luck. Azazel, don't go too far. Volley, okay? Volley, tusk. Seconds later, the entire group was teleported to the battlefield. Urza, I hope you're doing well. Michael, and I heard the Sekiryuutei was with you. Stella, he left yesterday, he had something to do. Odin, the Sekiryuutei. Azazel immediately told him everything he knew, leaving Odin surprised. Azazel, it's incredible, isn't it? Odin, and to think that a single person has lived so many years, besides there are many people who hold a grudge against him, more from my faction. Mine, what does that mean? Odin, we helped a Hakuryukoi about 300 years ago. We raised and trained him and he was very talented. His only flaw was that he always had everything handed to him and well, he was a bit arrogant. Azazel, that's what Volley used to be like. Odin, one day he went with Thor, Loki, and Heimdall on a mission, but in the end only 3 returned with many injuries. Loki was the one who was the worst. Michael, there's a lot we don't know. Odin, Thor told me that the Sekiryuutei was standing there where he started laughing and then said a few words. Eri, what did she say? Odin, that he was weak and would return in 2 years. Obviously, Zurich wasn't happy to hear that, so without hesitation she charged at the Sekiryuutei only to die shortly after. My children and Heimdall went against him, but they were only wounded. It's strange that he didn't kill them. Azazel, that boy only wants to kill all of Hakuryukoi. Odin, I have to report this, Thor was fond of that boy. Urza, but Odin, I'm sorry, but I have to do it. Surzech, very hard days are coming. She let out a sigh as she had a feeling that a massacre was about to happen. Issei, for his part, was throwing tomatoes like crazy. Issei, ha ha ha, I missed this. I should have come every year just for this nonsense. Drake, right now they're fighting and you're here playing. Issei, it's not my war, Drake, but you have friends. Issei, Drake, what the hell is wrong with you? Since when are you interested in that? So many years have passed and you've never been this involved in my life. Drake, and I regret not doing it. Issei, it's late, many years late. Drake, what if we make a bet? Issei, interesting. Drake, help the Alliance stop that coming war. Issei, and what do I win? Drake, after you defeat the Sekiryuutei, I won't bother you until the new holder appears. Issei, interesting, several years of peace don't sound so bad. Drake, and you accept. Issei, on one condition, if that stupid battle doesn't end in a year I won't continue. Drake, I know you can do it in a year. Issei, ha 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 ha, then I accept that stupid bet since I will win, throwing tomatoes with greater speed than excitement. Drake, meanwhile, had a smile on his face as he had many plans for his partner and his happiness. Chapter 14. There was complete silence in the room as the leaders and company were watching the battle of the young people. But then they heard a strange sound and looked around until they were surprised to see Issei eating popcorn in a corner. Issei, the movie is good, but it's lacking in budget. Urza, how long have you been there? Issei, not much, standing up and taking a seat at the table of the leaders who were just looking at him, the Norse god. Surzech, what do you want? Issei, well, I talked to someone and in the end they convinced me and well, I'll join the alliance. Azazel, what? Issei, great, no, Michael, but why? Issei, I'm easy to convince. Odin, who are you? Issei, Hyaudu Issei, an old taste. Surzech, you should have some respect, he is the god of Asgard. Issei, I understand, nice to meet you, old man. Odin, leave it like that. Azazel, he is the Sekiryuutei too. Odin, what? Issei, don't worry about it, I just came to say I'll help, but only for a short time. Besides, I don't want to be sent around. I don't want to be called around every 5 minutes for every stupid thing. Mio, there must be a reason why you joined. Issei, that doesn't matter. Anyway, from what I can see, the guys are having a tough time, but it's not their fault. Surzech, obviously not, they're fighting against a god. Issei, I'm not talking about that. It's your fault and your parents' fault. Surzech, what? Issei, are you blind? Rias and Eri are fighting and using all their mana at once. I taught them, but not enough to create a miracle. Surzech, don't get too clever. Issei, you're strong because you were born in the middle of a war and well, there was no other option but to train like crazy. But they and your other sisters here didn't have the same fate. Besides, you placed more importance on your role as leader than on taking care of your family. Michael, don't say any more. Surzech, no, let him finish. I want to see what else he says. Issei, they'll die someday and then you'll regret it, and remember my words. You and your parents are both idiots, especially you, since you possess the power of destruction. You should have given your sister Rias some advice, or am I wrong? Surzech, I had things to do. Issei, there's always time for advice. And you're no exception, Seraphal, because your sister is headed down the same path as all of them. Since you treat her like a toy, she's afraid to ask you for help. Seraphal, that's a lie. Issei, have you ever been serious with her and told her to fight you? I imagine the answer is no. Seraphal, she's my sister. Issei, love hurts, but in the end it has its benefits. Surzech, you talk a lot. Issei, I'm only saying this because if I ever go with any of them, I don't want to bring back any dead bodies. Stella, you should at least have some tact. Issei, the truth hurts, and that's coming from an expert. Surzech, you're done criticizing. Issei, if you keep this up, your son will lose what little respect he has left for you. It hurts my feelings, Surzech. The redhead instantly stood up, threw the table aside, and went after Issei, punching him in the face so hard he was embedded in the wall. He ran towards Issei again to strike him, but two swords stopped him, Urza barely managing to halt him. Surzech, get out of the way, Urza, he deserves it. Issei, let it go, Urza, because in the end he only proves me right with his actions. Urza, why are you saying all that? Issei, I have a PhD in psychology, you don't live that long without learning anything. Surzech, mind your own business. Urza, although it pains me to say it, he's right, you never gave us any advice on how to improve. Your work came first and our parents only gave us teachers. We're not complaining, but we wanted to learn from you too. Surzech, because they didn't say anything. Lilith, we tried. Surzech, what, Stella, but you were just focused on your work and that's fine. Issei, look at Eri, they protected her so much that now she has trouble defending herself. They gave her a lot of love, but there are times when love has to hurt, and that's what it means to be firm. Cleaning their clothes off the rubble. Issei, the truth hurts, but that's life. I hope you think about what I said just like you did, Seraphal, or one day you'll only see a cold body in your arms. Walking towards the exit, he stopped to look at the hologram. Issei, wow, a winner, and I only gave them a 30% chance. Miracles do happen, those guys will go far. Odin, because you killed the Sekiryuutei who was under my command. Issei, which one of them? Odin, he was a redhead, had blue eyes and a smile that gave hope. Issei, ah, that one. I saw destruction in his eyes and well, he launched his attack, even though I gave him a few more years of life, but in the end, as they say, power corrupts. Opening the door to leave, he left two brothers deep in thought after those words. Drake, you were very harsh. Issei, it's better to be hated for speaking the truth than to tell a lie that will hurt later. Those girls have a great future, but if they don't fight against themselves, they'll die. Drake, you will help them. Issei, few of course not. That's why I said those words to their family members so they would think. Drake, at least you did something good. Issei, as I said before, I don't want to carry corpses. Starting to whistle on the way home. Later, the groups that went to fight returned with some injuries but tired. Surzech, go home and rest, you did well. Koji, that was horrible, I thought it would never end if it wasn't for Leffe and Arthur catching Fenrir. Odin, good work everyone. Rias, what's wrong, you all seem a bit serious. Surzech, nothing, just go and rest. The young people, without saying anything, went to their homes. Azazel, he has a point in what he said, it even made me think since I gave everything to Vali and in the end he took that attitude of believing himself to be an unbeatable being. Michael, to be honest, I thought he was a bit dumb, but he's smarter than I thought. Seraphal, he was right, I just wanted to play with Satan, I never thought there would ever be a war. Surzech, we need to make some changes. But what reason did he have for joining the alliance? Odin will find out later. To be honest, at first I hated him for everything he did in the past, but now that idea is gone. Azazel and that. Odin, he doesn't boast about his power. From the beginning, he introduced himself by his name, never referring to himself as the Sekiryuutei. Furthermore, I could tell that he only wants what's best for everyone. He must have had a very hard life to have given them that advice. Michael, there's a lot we don't know about him, but one day he'll tell us, it's just a matter of waiting. Surzech, it's best to go and rest, it's been a very hard day. Everyone nodded and headed home while some continued to ponder Issei's words. Chapter 15. A few days later, the young people returned to study. Some returned happy because they could see their partners and the most famous girls in the academy, while for others the vacation was very short, like for Issei who was letting out sighs since he couldn't do much. Issei, you're fine. Issei, actually no, thanks to you guys my vacation was shorter. Sorry. Instantly an eraser fell on his forehead. It hurt. Issei, you sound like a broken record, just repeating the same thing over and over. Anyway, I'd better get some sleep. The hours passed until recess arrived. Issei, finally I can rest. Rest from what? Issei, leave it like that. I immediately heard a lot of screaming from the girls in the hallways as a silver-haired boy was passing by. Issei, wow, this is quite a surprise. You won't do anything, will you? Issei, nah, enjoy your life. Walking towards the exit, once outside he stopped. Issei, hey, are you a dog to be following me? It's just that. Issei, you have to be independent, otherwise you won't get very far. Besides, you have your ratings games. Yes, but I won't participate, I don't have an entourage. Issei, I won't help you this time. I understand. Issei, I hope so. Noticing how had her gaze lowered, he could only let out a sigh as he took a pen and a sheet of paper from his pocket. After writing some things down, he gave it to her. What is this? Issei, your future companions. Huh? Issei, from what I understand, the games start in 2 weeks, so you have 1 week to find them and another to train with them. But they live in different countries. Issei, I did a lot by giving you teammates as well as their country, city, and address. But Issei, they'll accept. Just go up to them and say, my name is Gremory and I want you to join my peerage. And if they don't listen, just tell them these words, you're second rate. What does it mean? Issei, just leave it like that, so get out of here. Now, Issei, yes, time flies, so head to the airport and don't worry, I'll tell your sister so you can see I'm not so bad. Thank you, Issei, and just so you know, I never thought that, giving her a smile as she left. Drake, wow, what's going on here? Who are you? Issei, hahaha, that's funny. Drake, well, at least you're finally helping someone in your life. Issei, that's a lie. Drake, sorry, that wasn't my intention. Issei, leave it like that, I have to go to the occult club. Taking the road, after a few minutes I arrived at my destination. Rias, I know what brings you here. Issei. Anyway, I came to tell you that will be gone for a week. Rias, where to? Issei, I sent her to make friends, you don't have to thank me. Rias, nothing will happen to him, right? Issei, and then they wonder why she's afraid of everything when it's your fault and your sister's for protecting her like a glass cup. Rias, but Issei, no buts, well, I've come to deliver my message. Koji, Issei, can we talk in private? Issei, okay. Leaving the club just like Koji leaving many curious. Once outside, they started walking. Issei, and you certainly want from me. Koji, you like Butchu. Issei, no, Koji, how is that possible? She is. Issei, drop the cheesy stuff and get to the point. Koji, after you broke off your engagement, I thought you'd agree to marry her. Issei, you look at me so superficially, Koji, but... Issei, I'll say it again, what do you want? Koji, my dream is to be the harem king and I've always admired her and I like her too, so I'll fight for Butchu. Issei, I'm glad you have a dream. Koji, that's all you'll say. Issei, I don't feel like fighting a brat, besides, no offense, you're very, very weak. Koji, wow, you're so honest. Issei, the truth hurts. Koji, anyway, I won't give up on her. Issei just continued on his way, leaving Koji speechless. From a distance, Rias saw and heard everything. Rias, what a cold heart you have, Issei. But little by little I'm going to melt it, though I won't be the only one. 2 days later, everyone was in class. The cultural festival that the kids are planning is coming up. A haunted house. A maid cafe would be great. Shut up, pervert. The haunted house sounds good. What do you think? How do Issei? I don't care. In the end, I won't participate, because Issei, I like exploring other places and eating. You should know that this is part of your grade. Issei, don't worry about that. You should have some manners. I'm older than you. Issei, someday, sensei, someday, standing up to leave the classroom. Issei, we're in class. Issei, I'm already bored. Only for that reason. Issei, that's right. Rias told me and exactly where you sent her. Issei, over there, don't worry, nothing will happen to her. Issei, what you said earlier in front of the leaders, to be honest, you're right. Issei, I know. You know they say that when a person says all that, it's because they're speaking from their own experience. Issei, ah yes, what are your plans to join the alliance? Nothing is free. Issei, I have no idea, I just did it and that's it. Issei, you need to be more honest. Issei, I am, but anyway, I'd better go, I have to go climbing. Climb. Issei, yes, I got a notification that there's an active volcano and well, I like to see the exact moment it erupts. I see. Issei, well, goodbye, going to the exit. I've never been so curious about a person until you appeared. How do Issei? Hours later. Drake, what do you plan to do? Issei, what about? Drake, they are getting closer and closer to those sisters. Issei, I'll scare them and then each one will go their own way. Drake, and by scaring you mean? Issei, to shatter their illusions, that's all. Drake, you're quite the villain. Issei, ah yes. Drake, yes. Issei, it's your fault for making me help someone. Now stop talking nonsense and face the consequences. Drake, good. Issei, so shut up now or the volcano will erupt, taking out his camera to capture that moment. Chapter 16. A few days later, the cultural festival took place, bringing joy to the entire academy, especially to Issei, as he would be eating everywhere. Issei, I've been waiting for this day for years. Drake, because, Issei, only in Japan do they have these amazing festivals, they're not the same in China or Korea. Drake, why don't you come every year or why don't you live here instead? Issei, don't talk nonsense. Hyodou, what the hell are you doing? Shouldn't you be helping your class? Issei, now I was too lazy. You must participate or you will fail. Do you want that? Aren't you ashamed of how your classmates will make fun of you? Issei, not at all. Anyway, I'll keep trying the food. Goodbye. He left, leaving the teacher somewhat tired because he wasn't paying attention to him. He left the building only to see a long queue heading towards the occult club. Issei, and what's going on here? Don't tell me the food tastes excellent. I have no idea, I just want to go to see Rias Gremory and her friends in their maid outfits. They look beautiful, I want a photo already. Issei, you are sick. They turned to leave but stopped in their tracks, with Kaneko taking his hand to lead him to the club while they heard many complaints from the rest. Issei, what's wrong? But I didn't hear a response because they sat him down and then left him alone. Rias, I did my best, I hope you like it. Issei turned around to see Rias with a smile and an amurus in his hand. Issei, I understand. Rias, you'll like it, putting it on the table and waiting there for her answer. Issei took a spoon to take the first bite. Issei 710, this is a little salty. Rias, you should at least say it's good and not be a critic. Issei, the truth hurts. Maybe, but maybe next time will be better. Eating it quickly and then standing up. Rias, you're leaving already. Issei, the day is short and I have many places to go. So goodbye, Rias, and I tried so hard to make you smile, letting out Issei since he had failed to achieve his goal. In the gym, the kendo club was giving demonstrations, causing many more screams because of two sisters, Stella and Mio. Kadace, you're great, Murayama, because they don't want to be the captain and vice-captain. Stella, you guys have been here longer, that wouldn't be fair. Besides, we often skip classes and that wouldn't be very ethical. Kaya, I love her. It's incredible. It's a dream. Volley, hi girls, how are you? Mio, Volley, what brings you here? Volley, I was just walking around and I'll say they know what they're doing. Stella, thank you. To be honest, it's a surprise that you decided to join this academy with him here. Volley, he won't do anything. He doesn't have the courage to face so many. Azazel is sure of it. Mine, I'd better not say anything. Volley, after this they want to go for a drink. Kaya, how exciting, Valikun just invited one of them. It's painful, but I hope you accept. Accepts. Everyone was supporting Volley while both sisters knew what the silver-haired man was planning. Before one of them could answer, Mio saw Issei pass by in the distance, and after hesitating, she went towards him to take his hand. Everyone watched her only to be shocked by how attached she was to Issei. He meanwhile was enjoying his meal. Issei, what's wrong? Mio, Volley, I'm sorry, but I have plans. Issei promised to take me and Stella to the movies and I don't like breaking promises. Issei, when that happened. Mine, just go with the flow, okay. Volley, how do Issei challenge you to a sword fight? Issei, I refuse. I immediately heard many shouts of insults from everyone, especially from the girls who supported Volley, but Issei didn't care. Volley, are you afraid? Issei, none of that, the problem is. Letting out a sigh, she then looked at the silver-haired man with a smile. Issei, I could kill you and frankly it's not time for that yet. It's clear you don't want to live, but don't worry, time is running out. Everyone started insulting him for saying those words to Volley, some even threw things at him, but Issei acted as if nothing was wrong. He just turned around to go back to what he was doing. Volley, for his part, clenched his fist, annoyed that he had been insulted in public. Stella, okay, see you later, leaving the room to avoid causing further problems. The cultural festival was about to end and most were ready for the dance except for Issei, who just left the academy aimlessly. 2 days later, Eri returned to the academy in search of Issei to give him the good news, but when she noticed he wasn't there, she decided to wait. Lilith, Eri, how did it go? Eri, very well, the truth is I made friends. At first they looked at me strangely, but then they had a smile. I don't know if it was from excitement or something like revenge. Lilith, are you sure they are good people? Eri, yep, don't worry, have you seen Issei? I was looking for him, it's strange that he's missing. Lilith, I haven't seen him since yesterday. The others told me they saw him, but he left when the festival was about to end. Eri, I see maybe he fell asleep as usual. Lilith, maybe so you'd better go to class. 2 days later and Issei still hadn't given any news, which seemed strange to many of his classmates, especially since there was no shortage of students who liked to bother their teacher. Urza, what the hell, where did that idiot go? Rias, he hasn't been seen since the festival. Someone told me they only saw him leaving the academy. Mio, he must have gotten into some trouble. Stella, I think we would already know. Lilith, we have to look for it, what we least want are problems. Eri, but where to look? Rias, anywhere, so let's go. They all nodded to leave the club in search of Issei. Hours passed and there was no sign of the purple-haired boy until it got late. Urza, we've already looked everywhere. Eri, maybe he left, but that would be impossible, it hasn't even been a year. Mio, who knows where that fool is? Then they heard footsteps coming from behind. They quickly turned around to see Issei staggering and with a bottle in his hand. Upon seeing them, he formed a smile and approached Eri. Issei, it's been a while since I've seen you. Eri, Issei, what are you doing? Why are you drinking? Besides, the smell is very strong. Issei, because it's a very special day. Urza, special because, Issei, because today is the day the revenge began. Lilith, revenge for what? Issei just started laughing, then drank from the bottle until it was empty, threw it aside, and pulled another one out of the pocket dimension. Issei, Ahola, I remember you all who wanted to know about me, right? Lilith, that's right, but not in that state. Issei, that's what matters to me. They know that I'll leave it to you, die. Closing his eyes where he had instantly opened them, being Drake. Drake, the same thing every year. Urza, what the hell is going on? Explain yourself. Drake, today is the day that his parents and other people died. Mine? What? Drake, today is the day Issei's nightmare began. You'd better watch. Placing their hands in the center, the girls looked at each other and then placed their hands on Drake's. Chapter 17. The sisters opened their eyes to realize they were surrounded by trees. Mine, where we are. Drake, a memory from many years ago. Stella, while you can turn into a human. Drake, this is just a memory. Before one of them could say anything, a small boy ran past them with great joy. Drake, that's Issei at the age of 10. Eri, it's nice. Drake just started walking in the direction Issei was going, and after a few minutes they stopped. Issei, Mom, Dad, I'm back. Issei, where have you been? We've been looking for you. Your mom was worried. Issei, to the people, you know how far away the place is. I don't want you to leave again. It could be dangerous. Hi, Papa. Well, look who's back. Upon hearing that lovely voice, Issei slowly turned around to see his mother holding a branch. Son, run. Issei, thank you, Dad, running at full speed from his mother. Urza, he was like that since he was a child. Lilith, after so many years, he still has the same carefree attitude. Drake, he had a good life. Moving his hand to fast forward time to a few days later where the family was eating like any other day. But instantly the house exploded, and the father managed to cover Issei using his body. The girls were shocked by what they had just seen. As Issei emerged from the rubble, he looked around and saw his father's sword was covered in pieces of wood, and his mother had a piece near her heart. She slowly stood up to leave but heard something strange, then looked up, as did the sisters, only to see the Sekiryuutei. Issei, who are you? So you're the person who has my partner's rival. It's not a big deal. Issei, my parents, they're trash just like you. I'd rather go have some fun. It's not worth killing a brat, ha 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 ha. Driving away at great speed. Issei, no, my parents, what will I do now? Holding his head until he heard a cough, which was his mother, he quickly stood up to leave. Issei, Mom, are you okay? Don't worry, I'll go get someone. Issei, it hurts. Issei, I'll be there quickly, don't worry. Help me, son. Issei, yes, Mom, I'm coming now. I don't mean that, please make it stop hurting, please send me to your father. Issei, Mom, what are you saying? Moving backwards because of what she had just heard. I know it's a lot, but I can't bear this pain. Son, if you love me, do it, I beg you. Spitting blood, Issei didn't know what to say until he looked down and saw that his mother's legs were completely crushed in addition to the stake that had been driven into them. With a trembling hand, I picked up a piece of steak. The sisters couldn't believe what they were about to see. I love you, son, and I'm sorry. Issei, tell Dad I love him. I'm going to miss you, Mom. Driving the stake into his mother's chest with all his might while listening to his mother's agony slowly fading away until it was gone. Issei looked at his blood-covered hands and then let out a loud scream as the image of the white armor came to mind. Drake. At that time I hadn't even awakened yet. I was forced to give him my power, causing. Watching the scene of Issei taking the form of a large red dragon, then letting out a great roar and flying away. From a distance, the Sekiryuutei turned around only to see the great dragon where it had no time to evade its attack. Eri, what happened to Issei? Drake, the pain and hatred of the Sekiryuutei invaded him, forcing me to give everything to Issei, but everything has a price, and that was 10 years of his life. Watching as the great red dragon destroyed the Sekiryuutei, then took it in its mouth and devoured it, the sisters were stunned by the scene. Then Issei let out a great roar, and as he was about to fly away, he fell to the ground, returning to his human form. Lilith, what happened to him? Drake, he had a lot of striking power, so he vanished, forced to fall into a deep sleep as well. Urza, that's the reason why Issei hates the Sekiryuutei so much, the truth is. Drake, that wasn't. Moving his hand to advance time, he could see a 25-year-old Issei working in the fields as if nothing had happened before. Mine, he is. Drake, it's Issei at 25 years old, although he is 35 because of his lost years, although he doesn't know it. Rias, wait, what does he mean? Drake, Issei doesn't know about me, he's still unaware that I'm there. Issei, come eat, it's late. Issei, great, seeing a brunette woman who was giving him a smile. Eri, who is she? Drake, Issei's wife. Sisters, what? Drake, thanks to her, Issei regained his old carefree attitude. Everyone saw how happy Issei was, just like when he was a child. Later, Issei was returning from working in the fields, but he saw that his door was open. He dropped his things to run and burst through the door, only to be horrified to see his wife naked and a man on top of her choking her. Kakai, no, run, Issei, let her go. I don't feel like it, she's very pretty. Licking the woman's cheek, Issei ran towards him, but the man extended his hand where a blue sphere shot out in Issei's direction, which he was unable to dodge, destroying his left arm. Ha 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 ha, what can you do? You're nothing. Issei, let her go please, we haven't done anything to you. A god like me should have whatever he wants, someone without power like you has no right to say stupid things, putting a little pressure on, ending the life of Issei's wife. What a shame it broke, I'll have to find another toy, ha 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 ha. Standing up, he then activated his white armor. Upon seeing that armor, Issei was instantly flooded with memories. He was about to leave but couldn't take a step when he saw Issei holding his leg. Wow, you're such an idiot. He was somewhat surprised to see Issei's dragon pupils and how a red gauntlet was summoned. What the hell? Albion, we meet again, old friend. It's time to kill you for what you did to my first bearer. He had potential. Drake, what are you talking about? Urza, you don't remember either. Drake, it was sudden. After thinking about it a lot, I remember that moment. Watching as armor formed on Issei, then going against the Sekiryuutei, starting a great battle. After several hours and much destruction, the Sekiryuutei could be seen lying on the ground without arms. Don't kill me. But Issei only placed his foot on the Sekiryuutei's chest to begin applying pressure until he killed him. After that, Issei fell to the ground spitting blood and fainted. Hours later, he woke up in a lot of pain but didn't pay attention to it and went back home, stepping over his wife's cold body to go to the room and hear a baby crying. Rias, wait, he is. Drake, Issei's son. Stella, wait, what? Rias, that means that. Drake, just as you think, Koji is a descendant of Issei. In short, he is his great-great-great-grandfather. Urza, he looks older. Drake, power is never free, seeing a 50-year-old Issei holding his baby with his one arm. Issei, I'm sorry son, but I won't be able to take care of you. Don't worry, I'll find you a loving family. Wrapping him in a sheet to leave, but not before burying his wife. Some time later, a family heard a knock on their door, and when they opened it, they saw a sleeping baby and a note. Please take care of my son, his name is Hyaudu Issei. The two adults took the baby while Issei watched from a distance with a slight smile. Issei, be happy son, taking a path without a destination. Hours later, he was sleeping until he was taken to his mental space. Issei, who are you? Drake, you don't look very surprised to see me. Issei, after what I've been through. Drake, the one who attacked you is my enemy. His name is Albion, and we have fought for many years, but long ago the biblical God sealed us in these things. And as you can see, it is your turn to continue the battle. Issei, what nonsense are you talking about? Drake, that's how it's done. Issei, but I already killed him. He won't come back, right? Drake, I don't know. I thought that the first time you killed him he wouldn't come back, but he appeared a second time. Issei, I hope he doesn't come back, letting out a sigh. Drake, I lied to him. Eri, because, Drake, to be honest, at that time I wanted a younger and stronger holder, and well, Issei was already old, he didn't have much time left to die. Lilith, what happened? Drake advanced time to where a 90-year-old Issei could be seen standing in front of a white armor. Issei, I can't take it anymore, I think it's all over, it's time to return to my old home. He made his way to his village where it took him a while to arrive. In the village, I observed the few changes that had occurred until I collided with a person. Issei, forgive me child, don't worry sir, it was my fault for being distracted. Are you alright? Issei, yes, and thank you for asking. Where are you going? I can help you. Issei, you shouldn't trust people too much. I know my parents and siblings tell me so, but I can tell you're a good person. Issei, ha ha ha, what an interesting girl, what's your name? Hyaudu Isara, a pleasure, sir. Issei, and what's your father's name? Isara Hyaudu Issei. The older man, upon hearing that name, didn't know what to say as his granddaughter, about 16 years old, was standing in front of him. Isara, for her part, became a little worried when she saw Issei shedding tears. Isara, you're fine, sir. Issei, yes, I am. It's just that when I see you, well, you look a lot like my late wife. Isara, thank you. I miss her. From what I can see, I could never forget her. Issei, a person's biggest mistake is trying to get something out of their head that they can't get out of their heart. Isara, I understand. You know, I don't know why, but I like you. Would you like to go for some tea? My treat. Issei, I gladly accept. Time passed and they got along well. Isara laughed at the stories Issei told her, and later she met her other two grandchildren and saw her son after all those years, now married. Issei, at least I can leave in peace. Lying down in bed to sleep, but hours later I heard many explosions, only to get up and look out the window and be shocked to see a large white dragon destroying everything. Issei, I thought I wasn't coming back, it's impossible. Remembering his family, he quickly left the room to look for them. Amidst everyone's shouts, he tried to find them but stopped in his tracks because on the floor lay the corpse of his granddaughter. Issei, no, it's impossible. Am I cursed to see my family die because of that bastard? Drake, as long as Albion lives, there will be thousands of carriers who will seek you out and kill you. Issei gritted his teeth in fury at what he had just heard. He stood up to face the dragon, giving it his all since he had nothing left to lose, and after hours of fighting, Issei was barely clinging to life. Drake, you were amazing. You defeated 5 bearers. You will never be forgotten. Issei, I will not die. Drake, you're human. You've reached your limit. Issei, I will not die. Drake, there is a way, and that is to turn you into a dragon. Issei, I refuse. Drake, so. Issei, I won't die. I'll do whatever it takes. Drake was about to say something but felt a chill instantly. Issei, who barely managed to stand up and see the destruction caused by his battle, could only feel useless at that moment. But in the distance, he saw a man who was acting as if nothing had happened. Issei, dude, you should leave. This place is a disaster. But he received no answer as the man was lost in his feelings. Issei, can you hear me? Drake, stay away. That person's power is very great. Issei, what are you saying? Drake, he is a god, more specifically of infinity. Issei, I see, taking a few steps to stand in front of the person. Issei, we can make a deal. Drake, what are you saying? Issei, I want to live, and when you need my help, I will come without hesitation. He knelt with his head on the ground as the old man lowered his gaze. He placed his hand on Issei's head, and Issei opened his eyes and felt his body return to a much younger age. Issei, thank you. Watching as the old man opened a dimensional rift and left the place. Issei walked a little way to pick up his granddaughter's corpse. Issei, I swear I will kill all of them, no matter how long it takes. I will use my hatred for my defeated, weaker self. If anger is the true source of strength, then I will become invincible, for the grudge I hold is greater than anyone else's. Shedding a few tears because of everything that was happening. Drake, wow, you're truly amazing. You achieved so much. Issei, shut you p. Drake, what? Issei, I hate you and the other one so much I will never forgive you. Drake, but Issei, because of you, you don't know what I'm going through. I wish you could feel even the slightest bit of the pain I'm experiencing. I can't sleep anymore. Every time I try, it comes back to me. There are times when I beg God to take me from this world because truly, truly, I'm fed up. They were everything to me, but to you, they were never anything, nothing at all. Drake. Issei, just shut up. I will use your power only to fulfill my objective since my life was gone from the moment you came into it, leaving the place to give his granddaughter peace. Urza, how is he still sane despite everything that happened? Drake, they were different years, but in the end it was the same day, October 5th. Eri, but I see that you two get along well. Drake, those are empty words. He hates me as much as he hates Albion, and I don't blame him. Lilith, me neither. A weak man becomes strong when he has nothing, because only then can he feel the madness of despair. Mio, strong people smile with a broken heart, cry with closed doors, and fight battles that no one knows about. Stella, she always gave us a lifeless smile. Drake simply snapped his fingers, which on this occasion were in front of the great dragon. Drake, I beg you, lowering his head. Drake, please make Issei happy. The reason he pushes everyone away is because he's afraid of losing his loved ones again. That's why he leaves every year to avoid forming bonds. Everyone may treat Issei like a monster, but he's really just a child afraid of losing everything. Urza, but Drake, I'm not forcing you, but you're the first people who have gotten this close to Issei in all these years. But now that you know all this, it's your decision whether to stand by him or forget everything and go on with your lives as if nothing happened. Stella, Issei may be an idiot and all, but he needs to overcome everything. Mine, it won't be easy. Drake, that means, Urza, that's right, and it's strange what I'm about to say, but we all love that idiot. We'll make his heart beat like it used to and will also become strong so he won't be afraid anymore. Drake, thank you so much. Returning the girls to reality, they saw Issei asleep on the floor. Lilith, Issei, we will do everything we can to make you happy. It's time for you to laugh again. She went with her sisters to create peace and help him. Chapter 18. 2 days later, Issei returned to the academy as if nothing had happened, as usual. Hyodo, Issei, you'd better have an excuse for all those days you've been absent. Issei, I'm lost. What nonsense are you talking about? Issei, I got lost on the path of life. You are punished for disrespecting your teacher. After class you will stay to clean. Issei, okay, going to his seat he left the teacher still annoyed since his day had barely begun. Issei, hey Eri, what's up? Eri, I'm fine and I was worried about where you've been these past few days. Issei, just exploring a bit. Eri, I see, and one more thing, thanks to you I have a group. They're just coming on the day of the raiding game. Issei, I see. Eri, you lied to me. In the end everyone was in the same place. Issei, ah yes. Eri, they told me that you forced them to train or something like that. Issei, I don't remember anyway. The good thing is that you now have someone to fight and I can relax. Eri, yes, and sorry for all that. Issei, it doesn't matter. Lying back on the table to sleep while Eri just looked at him and remembered everything that happened to Issei in the past. During recess, Issei headed towards the cafeteria while being watched by Eri. Issei, hey, you sound like an accuser doing that. Eri, sorry. Issei, and you keep going on about that. Are you retarded for repeating the same thing? I don't know what to do to make you forget those words. Eri, I'll do it if you come to the movies with me, okay? Issei, sorry. Eri, yes, it's just that I don't want to go alone. Issei, and what about your sisters? Eri, they don't like horror movies. Issei, I'll think about it. Besides, the trip is coming up. Now that I think about it, where are we going? Eri, to Kyoto. The other class will go to Kyoto. Issei, Akihabara. Eri, what? Issei, anime. Anyway, the movie idea is fine, I'll go. It's been years since I've been to one. Eri, great. He left with a smile while Issei just shrugged and continued on his way. Some time later, Issei barely managed to go on the trip with his companions who were all asking how he managed it. And in the end, regarding going to the cinema, he decided to postpone it for another day. Issei, Akihabara, I'm here. We didn't come here to have fun. Issei, I don't know about you guys. Urza, Issei, as your teacher, along with your teacher and Lilith, we are responsible, so stay close to the group. Issei, I know. Eri, what are you doing? Looking to one side, Urza did so only to see nothing. When she turned around again, she saw no one. Urza, he ran at full speed because he wanted to buy some things. Volley, who saw everything, just clenched his fists. Albion, what's wrong with you? Volley, what do I have to do to get them to look at me? They only pay attention to that idiot. Albion, calm down. Volley, but I can tell they want to hold him back. Is it because he's strong? Because if that's the case, I'll be much stronger and I'll defeat him. Albion, that's the spirit. I know we can do it together, especially now that you have the support of all the leaders. Volley, you'll see. Hyodo Issei, I'm going to defeat you, leaving with his companions. Hours later, Issei was returning to the hotel with many bags in his hand. Hyodo, you're going to make me have a heart attack. Do you want me to have one? You're the one who causes me the most problems. Issei, relax, sensei. You know that if a person is always angry, they age faster, and I say that from experience. What experience are you talking about? You're just a kid. If you keep acting like this, I'll have no choice but to expel you. Urza, I'll take care of it. You go to your room. Lilith, calm down. Yes. The man let out a sigh and left with the other students. Lilith, Issei, you can calm down a little, okay? Issei, because, Lilith, only do it if you want and later you can ask us for a favor in return. Issei, what are you talking about? Urza, Issei, you always say you only stay in each country for a year. Where will you go next? Issei, I always leave it to chance. Lilith, you can't stay here. Issei, nope. Urza, because Issei, why not? Urza, tell me, trust us. Yes. Issei, you want to know how much I trust them. Lilith, yes. Issei, you guys are like chewing gum. Leave me alone. I'm just having fun. Urza, you should know that we are at war right now. Many people have appeared. Issei, that's not my business. Lilith, you joined the alliance. Issei, yes, but I'll only help when I have time. Besides, let's drop the subject. I'm tired of it. I wish I'd gone to Kyoto. Maybe everyone else is having a better time there. Letting out a sigh, unaware that Koji and company were having many problems with the hero faction. Lilith, Issei, one question. What do you think of Koji? Now that I think about it, they do look a bit alike. Issei, you're joking, right? He's a good person, although it's a shame how perverted he is. Urza, I know at least Rias has it somewhat under control, but the other girls aren't spared. Issei, yes, well, Lilith, Issei, what's your family like? You hardly ever talk about them. Issei, they were great. That's all I can say since I don't remember anything. I'm an orphan. How sad, right? Urza, you don't joke about that. Issei, I'm going to sleep. Goodbye. Going to his room. Issei thought, what the heck is wrong with those girls that they ask so many questions anyway? The following days were spent visiting places, although Issei was bored since there was nowhere else to go. In addition, 3 sisters were watching him constantly. Drake, for his part, was grateful to the sisters for putting up with him despite how he was treating them. Volley, I'm tired of it. Issei, what's wrong with him? Volley, I can't take this anymore. How do Issei fight me? Issei, you're joking, right? You're still green and you have shorter memory. I've told you that like 4 times already. Volley, I'm going to show you how superior I am to you. Issei, Hakuryukoi, if we're being honest, I could kill you with just 3 hits, and that's without any special abilities or armor. In short, you'd be pathetic and the worst Hakuryukoi in history. Upon hearing that, Volley merely frowned, suddenly expelling his aura where Urza and Lilith created a barrier to avoid attracting attention. Issei, for his part, put on his glasses to prevent debris from getting into his eyes. Albion, I know how strong your wielder Drake is, but don't you think he's going too far? Drake, to be honest, he's right, your partner could die. Albion, your partner never lets my carriers grow up, he always kills them young. Is he afraid they'll get stronger? Issei, don't I always let them train and they also get help from other gods? What better help, don't you think? And if they don't get strong, it's because they lack talent and are useless, hahaha. Albion, you will die. Hyodo Issei. Although it pains me to say this, I will have to go and ask for help from the other gods because the truth is I wish to see your death. Issei said nothing as the 3 sisters stood in front of him. Chapter 19. Issei merely raised an eyebrow at what he had just heard from the White Dragon. Volley, you'd better leave here, or do you want to get into trouble? Urza, what we want to avoid are problems. You need to calm down, okay? Volley, it's time to bring that idiot down to earth. He thinks he's all that just because he's lived so long. In the end, he's just a damn human who's nothing without his sacred gear. Issei, well, you're absolutely right about that. But I'll tell you one thing, Hakuryukoi, I didn't ask to be this thing. Volley, now you want to play the victim. Besides, my name is Volley Lucifer, no Hakuryukoi. Issei, I'm sorry, but I never learned the names of corpses. Volley, damn it, stop making fun of me. Oh, Issei, oh what? Volley, I will destroy everything that brings you happiness until you decide to fight against me. Issei, I have nothing left to lose, nothing can hurt me anymore. Hey, my life is a complete comedy and I'm tired of pretending it isn't. Everyone is horrible these days enough to drive anyone crazy. Volley, then I'll do what Albion says, I'll go after all your past enemies, but if you surrender and get on your knees, maybe you'll think twice. Issei, wow, since when does the executioner have to kneel before the victim? Volley, just give up, I have help and you have nothing. Issei, giving up. I fell, I lost people I loved, I suffered from depression, I endured hardship. My performance dropped, I lost my edge, I was alone in my darkest moments. And yet here I am still standing with a goal in mind. He was already a little annoyed, which the sisters noticed. Lilith, Volley, just go, we're not causing any problems, we're all on the same side and we only have one enemy in common. Volley, I see, then I'll talk to the leaders, going to the underworld instantly. Issei, they look like something bad will happen if we go, so go away so I can have some peace. Taking another route. Eri, you go ahead, I'll stay here. Lilith, let's see what she has to say. Going to the underworld with her sister. Upon arriving, they saw Volley sending several soldiers after the leaders. Urza, what the hell are you going to do? Volley, what does he have? Tell me. Lilith. Volley, what does he have that I don't? I have a great lineage and I'm strong, but you prefer that idiot. Urza, you wouldn't understand. Volley, do they just pity her? Because if so, how pathetic. Lilith, the reason, well, I'll tell you, and it's because he's sincere with his words. For as long as I can remember, everyone treats us well just because we have the Gremory name, whereas Issei doesn't care about any of that. Urza, do you think we haven't seen how the old council members practically lick your feet, or the patriarchs who want you to marry their daughters? Volley, that. Urza, it's the truth besides. Unable to continue, the guards returned to the leaders who immediately took their seats. Azazel, what's the emergency? I was doing an experiment. Volley, okay, I'll get straight to the point, decide how do Issei or me. Odin, excuse me. Volley, that idiot just annoys me when I see him, so you'd better decide who you want as an ally, me or him. As you know, sooner or later we'll have to fight, and it's best if you decide who you want on your side. Albion, I can help you forge alliances with the other factions thanks to my former wielders, but if you choose to follow the Sekiryuutei, you will only make many enemies. Surzech, good. Urza, don't tell me you're thinking about it. Surzech, he's right, what we need most now is help from others. He's also not doing anything, just wandering around and not helping as he should. Lilith, but Odin, but he's right, it's better to have him as an enemy than as an ally. Besides, I don't think it's possible for him to kill us all. Urza, it's a joke, right? Ajika, from what we know of Albion, the Sekiryuutei only wants to kill Volley, and when he achieves that goal, he'll leave us as if nothing happened. Michael, then, he will be out of the alliance from now on and will be seen as an enemy. Surzech, if he does nothing, we won't do anything either. Since we don't know his abilities, tell me, Albion, how strong he is, because you must know. Albion, the first time I saw him, he had a big smile on his face as he crushed the bones of my host. Lilith, that's a lie, I wouldn't do that. Albion, that's true, but the strange thing is that he only uses the basic armor. I don't remember him using the Juggernaut drive. He just fights recklessly, guided by his savage instincts. Azazel, I always had a bad feeling about that boy, he always had a fake smile. Odin, well, it's been decided since the day Hyoudu Issei, or rather the Sekiryuutei, will be our enemy. Urza, it can't be. Surzech, don't go any closer to him, I hope you'll listen to me now. Lilith, but Volley, okay then, I'll go to the other factions to ask for their help, leaving the place with a smile, having achieved what he wanted. Urza, you all see him as the villain. Surzech, one day he'll show his true intentions, you'll see. Urza, sometimes you have to be the villain in a poorly told story to protect your loved ones and not have to lose anyone else again. Michael, let's leave this topic aside. Surzech, it's better, and you already know what to do, it's better to stay away from him, having a somewhat serious expression before leaving with the others. The two sisters looked at each other, wondering what to do from now on. Issei, for his part, was sitting on a bench enjoying the night breeze. Issei, I know it's strange what I'm about to ask, but have you ever loved someone? Be honest. Issei, I should never have gotten involved with you because thanks to you all my plans went to waste. But oh well, what's done is done. Your words, well, obviously I've been there. Issei, tell me about her. Issei, what can I say? She was somewhat rebellious, she liked to joke around, she brought me joy like anyone who falls in love, ha 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 ha. Issei, I see, and what happened to her? Issei, he just left, opening a pocket dimension and searching for a few minutes until I found what I had. Issei, she's Miku, she's cute, isn't she? Showing him a very old photo. Issei, she's pretty, but what's wrong with your hair? Issei, ha ha ha, it was a facet, it suits me great, right? Issei, yes, that's true, and how long ago was that? Issei, no idea. Issei only saw Issei's smile, but she knew he was lying to her, but she let it go since she was happy because he had finally told her something about his past. Issei, you hate being the Sekiryuutei because that's more or less what I understood recently. Issei, who knows? Anyway, the time for being sentimental is over, it's time to go and rest. Standing up to go to her room, Issei was about to do the same but saw her two sisters in the distance. Chapter 20. He quickly ran towards his two sisters only to see their expressions of not having good news. Issei, what happened? Urza, nothing went right, from now on all support is towards Volley Lucifer. Eri, because Lilith, he said it's him or me, and he also said that he could achieve alliances with the other factions thanks to the White Emperor. Eri, so what will happen to Issei now? Urza, he will be seen as an enemy. Eri, I don't accept it. Urza, of course not, but what can we do? Eri, I won't let them hurt him. Lilith, nobody wants that. Eri, Issei has helped me a lot and I won't let them hurt him. Thanks to him I've been able to move forward. Urza, we all learned something from him despite his attitude. Eri, I will always support him no matter what. I'll put my shyness aside so I can be of some help, taking off his glasses to throw them on the floor and going to his room. Urza, wow, what a change. I like that attitude. Lilith, I imagine you think the same as me. Urza, ha 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 ha, we're not sisters for nothing. Some fun days are coming, along with some good scoldings from our parents, walking in the direction of Eri, just like Lilith, thinking about the days to come. Issei was lying down thinking about what to do on his last day of travel. Issei, well, I've already visited the places I wanted, but I'm out of ideas. Drake, go out with the group at least one day or you might give your teacher a heart attack. Issei, it would be interesting to see. Drake, I was expecting to hear something more. Issei, well, I'm going to sleep. Goodbye. Closing her eyes to rest, Drake said nothing more before doing the same. The next day, before he could escape, Urza and Lilith grabbed him by both arms so he couldn't escape and could stay with the group. Many stared at him with envy, but they couldn't do anything because they knew Issei's attitude. In the end, he literally just let himself be swept away by both of them. Urza, Issei, walk, don't play hard to get. Issei, I'm here against my will so I won't move a muscle. Lilith, what a man this is. Issei, one of a kind. Urza, Issei, can I ask you a question? Issei, if I feel like answering I will, so give it a try. Urza, Issei, what would you do if all the factions became your enemies? Issei, interesting. Lilith, and then, Issei, nothing. Lilith, because since they would intend to kill you, why wouldn't you defend yourself? Issei, we are all born with a purpose and mine is clear. I don't care how much others hate me. I will continue on my path without anyone getting in my way. Urza, and if hypothetically everyone stood up to your enemy and was ready to give their life to defend him, what would you do? Issei, well, I dodge everyone and continue on my way. I achieve my goal and then game over. Lilith, you are not afraid to die. Issei, as time passes, you forget that fear of death because if one manages to overcome that, it means that one has lost everything in life. Urza, you've lost Issei, hoping that he himself will tell them about his past. Issei, wow, look, my muscles are already itching to walk, standing up to walk quickly. Lilith, you at least tried. Urza, one step at a time, at least he said something. I spent the day until it was time to leave. Later, the class was returning to the academy where all the men were in shock at seeing Eri's new transformation. She, for her part, simply greeted everyone with a smile. Issei, WTF, what happened to the shy girl who was afraid of even her own shadow? Eri, that's a lie. Issei, ha ha ha, in the end, all those blows to the head have been useful for something because the truth is I was running out of options. Eri, today I'll be more serious like you. Issei, you're light years away from that since you need to learn to control your feelings. Look at this. Coughing a little, then putting both hands together and looking somewhat shy. Issei, this Eris and I. Eri, don't make fun of me. Issei, ha 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 ha, see, it's easy to try to have a different attitude and yours isn't difficult. Anyway, I'm going for a walk. Eri, but what about classes? Issei, the year's almost over so it doesn't matter. Eri, I'm going with you. Issei, while getting more and more rebellious. I'm proud of my work and for that reason alone you decide the place, it's your reward. Eri didn't say anything so they just started walking towards the exit. Once outside, Eri stopped walking because there were two people in front of them, one of them being a silver-haired man. Issei, Sekiryuutei, I don't think 3 years have passed already. Vali, I imagine you know who he is. Issei, no idea. After so many years of searching, I finally found you and saw your face for the first time. Issei, I see. You killed 2 of my disciples. I understand the first one because he was your rival, but you did the second one in front of me. Issei, yeah, I've been looking for you for years and I'll finally be able to kill you with my own hands. Issei, don't meddle where you're not wanted. I won't let you kill this boy. This time no one will die. Issei, ha 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 ha. We come into this world only to fulfill our objectives. Yours is to save lives, mine is to avenge those that were taken from me. I, Susanoo, the god of storms, will end you. Issei, nope. Susanoo, you have no choice, you will have to fight because otherwise you will die. Forming a barrier to avoid attracting attention, the other sisters and their retinues, sensing this, quickly left the academy only to see the god next to Vali who had a satisfied smile. Albion, they used to call me a monster without feelings, but you take my place, you're a complete villain. At that moment the alliance leaders arrived only to see Issei with a slight smile. Issei, well then in your story I'm the villain, ha 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 ha. That seems perfect to me. I love that I'm the bad guy. Anyway, everyone already thinks I'm bad. Don't worry, keep smiling at the world and lie to them and tell them you're an angel. Vali, you think you're so great just because you've never lost. I don't intend to be defeated by someone like you who doesn't know the bitter taste of defeat or humiliation. Issei, you think I've never been defeated or humiliated. Defeat and humiliation always walk beside me, but you know the only thing I seek is a word, a simple word from a certain person. For that word I have risen again and again, no matter how painfully I have been defeated, turning around to leave. Susanoo, if you don't fight, I'll go to a place that's very special to you. At first, it was just emotionless information, but now it's useful to me. Issei, I have as many as you're talking about. Susanoo, a cemetery called the Hyodu family. Upon hearing those words, Issei stopped in his tracks, and for the first time, everyone saw a serious expression on his face. Susanoo, ha 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 ha, so fight. Issei, I've never fought a god before. I guess I have no choice but to kill you, since the first thing I hate in my life is the Hakuryukoi and the second is when people mess with my family. Susanoo, this is your end, summoning a katana. Issei, I'll let my fury tear you to pieces. I hope you learn, Hakuryukoi, that you don't mess with me. Taking a few steps with each one he took, an aura full of blood enveloped him, causing chills in everyone present. The leaders didn't know what to say, as it was the first time they had felt such a thirst for pure blood. Chapter 21. Issei started walking towards Susanoo, who did the same. Drag, Issei comes to his senses. Issei, shut up, I won't let them mess with the only thing that keeps me sane. Drag, but to go to such an extreme. Issei didn't pay any more attention to his words and continued on his way with a serious expression. Drag, everyone get away from here, this could end very badly. Everyone noticed how the aura began to envelop Issei's body. Many were surprised by this, especially Albion, since he had never seen anything like it. Issei, I hope you don't die so soon because the anger I have stored up won't go away so easily. Having a smile where then an armor began to form, leaving those present even more surprised. Albion, but what, Drag, this is all your fault. Right now Issei is in a berserker state, in short. Instantly Issei moved at great speed where Susanoo only saw a hand going in his direction, to then have it in your mouth. Issei, I'll kill you, you bastard. How dare you say those words in my presence? Susanoo, let me go, you damned human. Issei pulled him closer and punched him several times in the stomach, shattering his bones to dust. Issei, you think I'll let you die that easily? Healed his bones, then threw him into the air and launched several dragon shots that hit him directly, making everyone hear his screams. When he fell, he was in terrible condition, but Issei healed him again, grabbed him by the hair and started hitting his face with all his might. Issei, defend yourself, damn it. You only came here to be my punching bag because if that's the case, you're useless. Susanoo, I will kill you. Receiving one last blow that sent him close to Volley, who was a little surprised by what he was seeing. Susanoo, this is your end. Drawing his sword from its sheath to assume an attack position with a smile, he quickly lunged at Issei, moving in various directions to confuse him while Issei was just standing there. Instantly, Susanoo lunged at his rival, but he simply evaded the attack, then took the sword in his hand and shattered it to pieces. Issei, pathetic. Grabbing him by the face, he began hitting him all over, then threw him far away. Issei, while so many years being a god and you don't know how to do anything, that's pathetic. I'm going to show you what it's like to use a sword, deactivating his armor, then creating a new one and summoning a sword that he plunged into the ground. Issei, are you ready? Drawing his sword to move even faster than the leaders could follow with their eyes, they only saw Susanoo in the air and Issei on his knees sheathing his weapon. They all witnessed Susanoo's body being divided into several parts. Surzech, how is it possible that he is so strong? Azazel, the training Volley has received so far is useless. The silver-haired man, who was in shock, snapped out of his trance upon hearing those words. All he could do was clench his fist. Issei once again deactivated his armor to walk and heal Susanoo, much to everyone's surprise. Issei, for me, killing you would be that easy, but you know why I won't. Susanoo, because... Issei, because you only made me angry, otherwise if you had said what you mentioned I would have tortured you without any mercy. Susanoo, how is it possible that you are so strong? Issei, ha 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 ha. Susanoo, why did you kill him? He never did anything to you, he was a good girl. Issei, yeah right, appearances can be deceiving. Anyway, standing up to start walking and passing in front of the leaders and stopping their pace. Issei, remember one thing, you bunch of idiots. I imagine you all have the impression that I'm a cold-blooded crazy killer, but let me tell you something. I don't kill without a reason, I also have some conscience. Michael, it's a joke, right? Issei, of course not. I imagine the Hakuryukoi has told you many things about me, some may be true and others, well, I'll leave that to your imagination. I'll just say this, stay out of my way. If you wish, train the Hakuryukoi as much as you like since he only has 3 years left. Odin, you mentioned that you had a reason for everything, so why are you fighting against him? Issei, who knows, anyway goodbye, I have some things to do, you know, don't get in my way or I might become your worst nightmare. Starting to whistle. Volley, this won't stay like this, I'll come for you and kill you. Issei, go ahead, but remember this next time you come with that idea of wanting to fight me. I'll have to break that 3-year rule and well, you know, end your life, continuing as if nothing had happened, leaving a great silence. One of the sisters took a step but was stopped by her brother. Surzech, where are you going? Eri, I'll go with him. Surzech, are you crazy? You don't know what that psychopath is capable of. Urza, he may be crazy, but he's not stupid. Surzech, I have been informed of how you're approaching him, so I forbid you from getting any closer to him. Stella, I'm just kidding. Azazel, that would be best, didn't you see what just happened? Eri, I'm sorry Oniasama, but I won't listen to you. Surzech, what? Eri, both you and our parents told me to be more honest and brave, and that's what I'm doing. I accept that I love Issei and I'll do whatever it takes to help him. Mio, how proud I am, I thought someone else would say it but you did. Serzech, what do you mean? Rias, we all like Issei. A great silence fell as they did not expect anyone to notice him. Koji, seriously, but you since when? Rias, let's talk about it later, okay? Serzech, I won't let you ruin your lives, so you're returning to the underworld right now, and you're forbidden from leaving the house. Urza, we're not children, Serzech, it's an order, they'd better do it willingly. With a serious expression, they left with no other option along with their groups. Susanoo, I didn't expect that guy to be that strong, we'll have to gather more people. Serzech, now we know something about him at least. Albion, if we let him live any longer, he will continue doing the same thing, it's time to end his life. Vali, I want to be stronger. Albion, so it shall be. Michael, many things await us. Meanwhile, Issei continued on his way, then took flight and arrived at a secluded place. Issei, hey Ale, how are things? Ale, calm down sir, but what brings you here? It's strange that you're coming, it hasn't even been 10 years yet. Issei, I had a chat with an acquaintance and well, I wanted to come. Ale, I understand. Oh yes, my son is about to start university, he told me to let you know. Issei, wow, he's growing so fast, I'm happy for him. Ale, although he wants to continue with my work. Issei, because wouldn't it be better if he continued with his life like you and your father and his father and well you can imagine. Ale, that's fine. You helped my ancestors and me a lot. The least I can do is take care of your deceased family. Issei, thank you. Ale smiled at him to open the doors where Issei entered a large cemetery. Chapter 22. Issei was walking until he reached his destination where his wife and son's grave was located, and then he took a seat on the ground. Issei, I imagine you must be surprised that I've come early, right? Well, I wanted to get a head start on some things. I suppose the things I do every so often will have a slight change. Letting out a sigh for everything that has happened in such a short time in her birthplace. In the underworld, the sisters reached their destination and were greeted by their parents who had already been informed. Zeoticus, tell me that what Serzech said isn't true. Lilith, it's the truth, Dad. Venelana, out of so many people there are because of him. Mio, I guess it was what they call love at first sight. Zeoticus, it's best to forget about him, we already know he's not a good person and he causes a lot of problems. Eri, none of that will happen. Venelana, daughters, all this is for your own good, you must understand. Rias, even so he must also have some purpose for acting like that. Zeoticus, things are done and you'd better forget about him since you won't be leaving here for a while until everything is sorted out. Stella, none of that will happen, walking to the room with her sisters. Later they were all gathered in complete silence until it was broken. Urza, who follows me? Rias, where to? Urza, let's go to Issei. Lilith will have a lot of problems, you know that. Urza will know the consequences later, besides, I don't think it's the right time to leave him alone, so who's going? Eri, and how will we find him? Urza, before Issei left, the Red Emperor told me his destiny. Stella, let's go then. The others quickly stood up to look for their secret exit that they had used since they were children. In the cemetery, Issei just sat there without saying anything, just observing the gravestone since he didn't have much to say. An hour passed before she opened her mouth and let out a sigh. Issei, they did something to Ale. Urza, he's just asleep. Issei, I understand you'll ask how they got here, but I can imagine who told them. Eri, Issei, looking around, I was surprised to see so many gravestones. Issei, welcome to my home. Mio, they are all your family. Issei, that's right, from my parents to Koji's grandparents. Rias, they know about this, I mean Koji's parents. Issei, of course not, this is all I have left after so many years. Lilith, his leaving must have hurt you a lot. Issei, yes, their departure hurt me, it was the greatest and most inexplicable pain I have ever felt in my life. I never realized how much someone could hurt until that person left you. The one I cried for, I cry for, and I will cry for all my life. Mio, I know we can't do anything but. Issei, but nothing else has been done yet, believe it or not. Standing up to turn around, to the sisters' surprise, they saw a tear in her eye for the first time. Issei, I didn't want to be bad, I didn't want to be hated by people. I just wanted to be surrounded by the people who loved me and be happy, but life stole that dream from me. Urza, Issei. Issei, you know, sometimes I wonder why this happens to me. Of all the people in the world, what did I do? Was I not good? Eri. Issei, they judge me for the decisions I made, but they never knew what my choices were. Lilith, nothing that happened was your fault. Issei, seriously, Rias, don't carry all that alone, please talk to us. Urza, Issei, there's a Japanese legend that says, if you feel like you're losing everything, remember the trees lose their leaves every year and still stand waiting for better days to come. Issei, I imagine you've heard the story of the White Emperor, right? They all nodded instantly. Issei, well, not everything is true. Urza, what do you mean? Issei, he calls me the Sekiryuutei hunter or something like that, but it's a lie. Eri, I don't understand. At that moment, Issei created a magic circle and then summoned a small red dragon that surprised everyone, especially the dragon. Drake, but how? Issei, well, I guess they caught me in a sentimental moment. Never mind, I'll tell you a little story that even you, Drake, don't know. Drake, what do you mean? Issei, at first, I won't deny it, I killed about 5 or 6 Sekiryuutei, but then I reflected and said to myself, what if they have families who love them, and besides, they were born with the same bad luck as me? I don't think they deserve the same fate as me. Urza, so you. Issei, I made the White Emperor see that he should kill his wielders without mercy. Obviously, I only killed those who had evil intentions and destroyed everything in their path since he had gone power mad. I gave the others a fake death so that the White Emperor would find another wielder. Then I resurrected the person and helped them to have a good life like in the case of Ael's family. Lilith, wait, you mean that? Issei, he didn't want to fight, he just wanted a happy life with his family, and well, I helped him in return, he offered to be my servant or something like that. Stella, but Albion says you massacred his bearers in front of the gods and Susanoo is your witness. Issei, that's false. I always take him to a place without civilization. As I said before, I've never killed a god, and besides, I don't kill without a reason. Drake, because I don't know anything about that. Issei, because I don't want to. Urza, then why don't you tell the truth and avoid all this trouble? Issei, let's be honest, all this started because of you guys. All the past years were normal until I got to know you, especially Eri. I'm not complaining, there were good times. Rias, in short, the reality is that you are a person with a big heart and not someone who doesn't care about anything. Mio, that's good, now I understand why I like you. Issei, what? Eri, Issei, we like you. Issei, just kidding, right? I asked them for only one thing and it's the first thing they do. Urza, ha, it was inevitable, it's just that you treated us like people, not like objects like the others. Where Eri took a step forward. Eri, no matter what happens, I'll always be by your side, no matter what you decide or what kind of sins or deeds you've committed. Don't forget that from the day I met you, you've always had the saddest eyes. You'll always be my one and only love, the finest wine to intoxicate my heart. Issei. Urza, you're not a bad person, you're a good person who's had bad things happen to her, that's clear. Besides, the world isn't divided between good and bad people. We all have light and darkness inside. What matters are the paths we take, that's who we truly are. I'm not looking for a perfect person, but someone who likes my silliness, someone who, when things are going wrong, looks me in the eyes, takes my hands and says, this is going to hell, but I'm staying with you. Lilith, when we met, I had no idea that you would become someone important to me, and now I can't even imagine what life would be like without you because you mean so much to me. I love you, Issei. Rias, I think about you all day, and when I'm not with you, I only think about being with you, and when you're with me, I feel at peace with everyone, and I know I would never ask anything of anyone because as long as you're in my life, I have everything I've ever wanted. Issei. Mio, they say that to dream, you first have to sleep, but I've been daydreaming since the moment I saw you, and I don't want to wake up because in this dream, my life by your side is so happy. Stella, I'll tell you a beautiful love story, but first, give me your hand and let's live it. And if one day the world turns against you, then it will be you and me, or rather, us against the world. Issei didn't know what to say after so many words. Meanwhile, Drake just stared in amazement, his paw in his mouth. Issei, they really are idiots. Mio, I was expecting more romantic words, you know how much time I spent thinking of each one, and all you say is they're idiots. Drake, you're right, say something good. Issei, I distance myself from all these years to avoid these sentimental moments. I don't want to lose a loved one right in front of me. Urza, none of that will happen. Issei, love is the reason there is pain. When we lose someone precious, hatred is born. Revenge is a product of that hatred, and death follows. Death is only followed by more death, which leads to more pain. In this cursed world we live in, it's an endless cycle of hatred. Rias, we will never give up. How do Issei? He, for his part, simply started walking towards the exit without saying anything more, while the sisters looked at each other. Chapter 23. The sisters were in shock at what they had just seen as they watched Issei leave as if nothing had happened. Lilith, after we express our feelings, it will just leave like that. Urza, wow, that guy is one of a kind, but let's leave him for now, he's got a lot to process. Besides, we need to get back home, it's getting late. Nobody said anything and they all secretly returned home, but in the end they were caught. Zeoticus, I hope they didn't go looking for that idiot. Rias, don't call him that. Venelana, daughters, we already talked about why you have to do this, you're going to get into trouble. Surzech, what are you talking about? Zeoticus, they left secretly. Surzech, what, is that true? Urza, yes it is. Surzech, didn't I tell you before not to look for him? Are you idiots? Do you want to get into more trouble? Stella, we wanted to see it and now we know the truth. Surzech, that doesn't matter, you disobeyed my orders, I'm tired of hiding all the nonsense you do. Mio, what are you saying? We've never caused you any trouble. Anger is talking right now, so you'd better calm down, okay? Surzech, they'd better grow up and avoid problems, I'll find them partners. They all fell silent after those words, as did the parents. Stella, it's a joke, right? Because if it is, it's in bad taste. Surzech, I'm being honest. Besides, that way they can forget about that guy who's only caused us trouble. Eri, he hasn't done anything to them, he's a good person. Surzech, how could you have noticed a troublemaker? Urza, shut up already. Zeoticus, don't talk to him like that. Rias, don't treat him like a monster. Surzech, he's a monster for everything he did. Urza, he became a monster because you didn't want to cry anymore. When humans cry until they run out of tears, they dry up inside and become demons and monsters until the end of time. Lilith, you would have done the same. Surzech, I should have thought before I started doing stupid things, so I'll say it one last time, you'd better stay away from that madman. Because his life will soon come to an end. Venelana, think about it, daughters, don't take that path that will only bring you sadness. He is considered a villain and an enemy. Eri, I'll just tell you one thing, having a very serious expression for the first time. Eri, a villain in love would say, I will never let them extinguish my beacon of light that illuminates my path, and I swear the world will tremble if they so much as extinguish its light. Surzech, are you threatening me? Eri, that's right. I won't let them hurt him, he's already suffered enough, he doesn't deserve to be hurt anymore. Surzech, I see, so that's how things will be. In 1 week, 6 engagements will take place. Both you and Rias will marry the people you had previously arranged, and the others will follow suit. Mio, none of that will happen, Zeoticus, they have no choice. Raising her hand, the guards instantly entered the house to surround the sisters. Before one of them could say anything, someone else came in. Volley, I listened more or less to their talk, I want their hand in marriage. Urza, don't talk nonsense, Lucifer, that will never happen. Surzech, I'm the one in charge here, and you know I accept it. Venelana, okay. Zeoticus, perfect for me. Volley just had a big smile on her face while the sisters didn't know what to do about everything that was happening. Meanwhile, Issei was at Tokyo Airport. Drake, what the hell are you going to do? Issei, well, I've broken several of my routines, one more won't hurt. I'll be leaving for another country soon, I don't know when I'll be back in Japan. It was fun while it lasted, starting to walk until they were standing in front of a large screen. Issei, from Tin Marin from. Drake, oh please, are you serious? Issei, and the choice is South Korea, sounds interesting, going to buy his ticket and then take his flight. Several hours later, he arrived at his destination where he broke into a big smile. Issei, well, we have to go see if my old school still exists, taking a taxi to his destination where upon arrival there was nothing but a factory. Issei, what bad luck. Anyway, sir, let's go to Seoul. It will cost you dearly, sir. Issei opened his suitcase and threw a wad of large bills at the driver, shocking him before speeding off. The days passed, and the sisters were watched 24/7 to prevent them from planning an escape. Mio, we have to leave here, I don't want to stay here forever. Stella, and where to? Urza, easy, we'll go to South Korea, Rias, because there. Urza, I received a report from our red friend. Eri, wow, that's amazing how I would do it. Urza, so we're leaving. And well, you know the easiest way to get to the human world. They all denied it, causing the oldest to let out a sigh. Urza, a change of parts since our friends are over there. Sisters, Urza, with everything that's happening, it's hard to think, so I understand. Calling their queen, just like the others, and after some promises, they managed to convince them to change places. Days later, Issei was walking around his new academy, leaving many in shock because of his appearance. Alright students, today we have a new classmate. I hope you treat him well. Anything you'd like to say, young man? Issei, hello everyone, my name is Hyodo Issei, I hope we get along well. The girls instantly screamed with excitement. We also have more new students. Issei, that's strange anyway. Where the door opened, Issei instantly felt a chill where he looked to his left to see 5 people. Rias, hi, I hope we get along well, it's our first time studying outside our country. Issei, I'm screwed. Stella, you're not going anywhere, Issei, standing close enough so that no one could hear. Stella, besides, you look cute with long hair. Eri, it's beautiful. Internally, Drake was laughing out loud as that was what he had expected to see when the time came. In the underworld, Surzech decided to open the door for his sisters only to be surprised to see other people. Surzech, what the hell are you doing here? Murajane, what things? Surzech, tell me where they are. Akino, we don't really know. Surzech, guards, search for my sisters now and do not return until you have news. Volley, I'll go too, I can imagine who they must be with. Surzech, if it's not one thing, it's another. Damn it then, I'll leave it to you. I have to go with the other leaders to sort out the Chaos Brigade situation. Volley, goodbye. Albion, don't exaggerate and do something stupid, you still need more training. Volley, you know what we have to do. Albion, Hades, where Volley teleported. In one part of Korea, Issei was having lunch with a vein throbbing on his forehead as he was surrounded by a group of sisters. Issei, I left so I wouldn't have to see how the hell they got here. Urza, coincidence, I suppose. Anyway, don't think you're going to escape that easily, dear Issei. Eri, it will be fun. Rias, missing you is like trying to breathe underwater, and tonight I'm sleeping at the bottom of the ocean. Issei, please stop with the cheesiness. And here I was thinking I'd have a peaceful life. Eri, and now what facet will you use? Before it was that of a madman. Issei, I have no idea, maybe nothing. Anyway, let me eat. He stood up to leave but was still followed by the sisters. Chapter 24. A few days had passed, and to the sisters' delight, no one had found them yet since they could spend more time with Issei or rather bother him. Issei could be seen sleeping peacefully as usual when he slowly opened his eyes only to see a redhead in front of him with a smile. Issei, mothers, what the hell, falling out of bed from fright. Issei, what the hell is wrong with you, or rather, how do you know where I live? Rias, love. Issei, love my butt, you look like a stalker. Rias, don't say that. I came to ask if you'd like to have lunch with us since we're neighbors. Issei, what? Rias, surprise, you're not happy about it. Issei, it seems like a nightmare. Rias, let's go. Issei, I refuse, throwing himself back onto his bed to wrap himself in his sheets and try to sleep. Rias, plan B. Issei, plan B. Instantly the door opened and the remaining 5 entered with food in their hands. Eri, if you don't go, we'll come. Issei, what do I have to do to get them to leave me alone? Lilith, easy, just go out with us. Issei, it's like telling a pig to enter the slaughterhouse. I'm an idiot, but not to that extent. Urza, hey, not to brag, but we're not lacking anything. We have a good figure and appearance plus power. Issei, yeah, so what? Stella, look, Issei, you're going on a date with us. That's an order, okay? She said this somewhat annoyed as she walked in his direction. Issei, and you think I'll listen to you because you're... An hour later, Issei could be seen with a lost look in his eyes as he was at an amusement park. Issei, how did I get here? Drag, magic. Issei, you're joking, right? Drag, they tied you up and threw you in their car and well, here you are. Issei, I think it would be a good time to live on an island. I've never tried it. Eri, you're not going anywhere, Issei. If you leave, we'll go with you. Giving him a smile that sent a shiver down Issei's spine. Issei, you're all going crazy. Are you sick? Mine of love. Issei, I'd say stupidity maybe. Rias, have some heart at least and let's have some fun, okay? Issei, nah, I'm going home, goodbye. But Urza grabbed him by the shirt and dragged him around. And so the day passed until night came where they were on the seashore. Lilith, because not only do you accept that you like us, Issei, so we avoid all this. Issei, you're right, I'd like them to go far away. Lilith, my friends have been informing me and right now they are fighting with the Chaos Brigade as they are attacking several factions. Issei, aha, Lilith, Issei, I know you said it before, but why don't you help? Issei, if I do it, they'll be grateful, but after a while there'll be another problem and I'll have to help and so on. The worst part is that if I do something wrong, they'll get angry for not doing my job properly. Lilith, I already told you, didn't I? You explained it very well. Issei, maybe. People are stupid. Lilith, Issei, all you'll do is fight the Sekiryuutei. Don't you have any other dreams or goals? Issei, I will leave this war until that day comes. Lilith, what a day. Issei, the countdown is almost over. Believe it or not, I've been waiting for this day for 600 years and well, I'm just a few days away from it arriving. Lilith, Issei, don't scare me. What day are you referring to? Issei, who knows? But I'll tell you one thing, Lilith, you're beautiful just like your sisters. So I'll give you some advice. Find someone who will love you very much and protect you forever. Because with me, you'll only find pain and death, standing up to go and rest. A few days later, Issei was leaving school. Issei, what a boring day. Eri, the classes are great. Issei, you have the strangest tastes. Eri, these are examples. Issei, what, Volley, it's been a while, girls. It took me a while to find you. Don't you think it's time to come back home? Urza, what's gotten into him? Issei, they're all yours. Mio, your love is so sweet it makes me want to cry with joy. Issei, I'm great, I know it. Volley, I suppose it's time to put an end to all this. How do Issei? Issei, and you keep going on about that. Are you a broken record, always saying the same thing? Volley, this time I'll finish you off. Activating his armor, he then drew a sword from a pocket dimension to move at great speed, cutting part of Issei's chest. The sisters only saw the aforementioned fall to the ground. Stella, what did you do to him? Volley, the best way to kill a dragon is with Samuel's blood. It wasn't that hard to find. Albion, he was so scared he couldn't even move. Ha 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 ha, finally it's all over. Volley, well, I guess it's time to. Issei, phew, everyone saw how Issei was holding back his laughter. Issei, ha 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 ha, sorry, I just couldn't stand what the white lizard said. Volley, how is it possible that you're still alive? Issei, you fell for it. Ha 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 ha, you know you came on a good day since today is April Fool's Day. Ha ha ha, your expression was worth it. Volley, how are you still alive? Issei, obviously because I'm not some stupid dragon, but don't worry, I'm starting to get a bit of a fever, so if you manage to do something. Volley, stop making fun of me. Issei, but what did I do? Besides, changing his expression to a more serious one. Issei, didn't I tell you that if you came here with that idea of wanting to kill me, I'd make you suffer? You never learn, do you? Albion, because you don't die. Issei, the answer is easy. But first, could someone please tell me why ghosts can't leave in peace? Lilith, what's that about? Mine, because there is something that stops them, something that doesn't let them rest in peace. Issei, exactly, let's just say that's my case. You know, Sekiryuutei, I would have died years ago, either from old age or from some other kind of death, but I haven't because I've been waiting for hundreds of years for a few simple words. Let me tell you something, Sekiryuutei. Dragons are so proud that they'd rather fight 1,000 times over than utter that word. Albion, what nonsense are you talking about? Issei, I told you before, but your pride won't let you remember anything. Anyway, come here, Sekiryuutei, I'll kill you. Volley, I know I'm not your rival, so I'd better leave. Creating a magic circle at their feet while chains wrapped around the girls to teleport them away. Eri, Issei, Volley, goodbye, I have to attend a wedding tonight, leaving the place with a satisfied smile. Issei stared at the place for a few moments before turning around and walking away. Drag, Issei, don't be an idiot, go save them. Issei, because I would have to. Drag, because I know you like them. Besides, they put everything aside to come to you, they made enemies of their families for you. Issei, you know, Drag, you're the least qualified person to tell me anything like that, so shut up already. Continuing on his way with a somewhat serious expression, Drag decided to remain silent and not speak to his companion for a while. Chapter 25. In the underworld, Volley was arriving with his future wives who did not have such an easy expression. Surzech, are they idiots for leaving just like that? Rias, we just wanted our happiness and believe me, we had a good time these days. Zeoticus, perhaps. Lilith, I hope they don't think what I imagine because if they do, I'm disappointed by how little they value us. Venelana, it's not that daughter, it's that he. Stella, Mom, if you only knew that Issei is trying to push us away but we want to stay with him. Mio, he's amazing because he treats us like other people, not like someone from the upper class. Eri, please don't do this. Surzech, your wedding will take place tomorrow. The council members are already ready. Urza, you're pathetic. Having a serious expression like the others, they were then taken to a safe room. Vali, well, I'll go get ready too. Besides, after the wedding, that idiot's life will come to an end. Thanks to you all and the gods, I'm stronger than I ever imagined. Azazel, good luck, watching as the silver-haired man went home. The next day, the underworld witnessed one of the biggest weddings that had ever taken place, the wedding of Vali Lucifer, one of the people who had become very important. Many shouted his name to show their support. The girls, for their part, were there against their will but could do nothing since they were being watched. Eri, then it all ended. Urza, I suppose so. Lilith, what hurts me most is not what our parents did, but that Issei didn't move a muscle when all this happened. Rias, so it's goodbye to that love. Mio, the truth is it was good while it lasted. Stella, I want to cry but it's better to endure. Urza, it's time, leaving the room towards the altar, which was a place filled with so many guests, most of them gods. Albion, you finally did it, mate. Vali, I always get what I want. Now all that's left is to kill that idiot. Albion, so it shall be. Vali looked ahead and smiled as the sisters entered. Issei, what a boring wedding, I was hoping for some fun. Everyone looked ahead when they heard that voice, especially Vali, since the person there was Michael, but seconds later the appearance changed to that of Issei. Vali, you, Issei, surprise. If you're wondering where the pigeon is, don't worry, it's asleep in the next room. It's actually kind of sad not to have been invited. I wanted to eat some cake at least. Eri, Issei, having a big smile. Vali, you have a lot of courage to come here, especially being surrounded by many of your enemies. Issei, you know I had to think a lot, but seriously I had to think a lot about the stupid thing I was going to do. Flashback. Issei was arriving home to leave his backpack on the sofa to go to the kitchen and see several pots of food being made by the sisters. I take a moment to sit down and eat in complete silence. Issei, I thought I was getting used to my solitude again. I guess those crazy women achieved their goal. Drag, eras. Issei, despite how I treated them, they kept fighting and I respect that. Even if one tries to feign blindness in the end, love manages to overcome that barrier. Drag, Issei, you deserve some happiness after all these years. Issei, that's nonsense, but oh well, besides. Drag also, Issei, nothing. Drag, what do you plan to do? Issei, nothing. I started eating while I was thinking about what to do. End of flashback. You have a lot of courage to come here, Sekiryuutei. Do you wish to die now? I've waited for this day for a long time. Issei, I am truly honored by all your words. Azazel, are you an idiot? Vali is the pillar of the factions. Thanks to him, we can put an end to the Chaos Brigade and have some peace. Do you want unnecessary deaths? Issei, wars last for years because their leaders do nothing about it. Surzech, you don't know how intelligent Rizvim is. Issei, you're talking about him. Opening a long pocket dimension, he pulled out a head, dropped it, and then kicked it. Azazel, how is this possible? Is this a joke? Issei, you guys are idiots. Someone's using that name to keep you from doing much. Has anyone seen him? Tell me. Nobody said anything because Issei was right. Issei, you see, I ran into him completely by chance because he saw one of my battles. And well, he started following me, and on top of that, he kept saying the same stupid things about me joining him. In the end, I got fed up and killed him, but before you say anything, I had my reasons. He was really evil. Surzech, so everything that's happening. Issei, an imitator, I guess, but I don't care. I came because I need those brats. Rias, you could at least show some affection. Issei, maybe later. Vali, you're not going anywhere. You know it's time to end this cycle of killing. It's time for the Sekiryuutei to meet their end. Issei, even though it hasn't been 3 years, I've noticed your great progress. I suppose many helped you to gain so much power. Vali, you're right. And you know my magic is infinite. Now you know what that means. Drag, Off-Eyes gave you some of her power. Albion, it wasn't very difficult to convince. Drag, this is bad. Issei, it's more than I expected. Looking to one side, he saw several gods beginning to stand up. Shiva, it's time for revenge. Issei, I have no idea what you're talking about. Shiva, I don't feel like explaining it. I'll just tell you that today is the day you're going to die. Issei, I understand. Taking a seat, he let out a sigh that left most people puzzled by his attitude. Issei, well, the wait is finally over. Vali, how stupid. Watching as Issei raised his hand to create a large magic circle that blinded everyone for a few seconds. When they regained their sight, everyone was shocked to see 2 dragons there. Drag, how is that possible? Issei, I worked on this spell for years, so that when the time came that it was ready, I could make mincemeat of the lizard, just like you. Drag, I had a small hope that you had forgiven me. Issei, I'll just say thanks for the advice, but a promise is a promise. Albion, hahaha, are you an idiot or what? Without Red's help, you won't be able to do anything. Issei, you think so? Why don't they come and try? I'm here. Vali, this will be even easier, hahaha. Issei, I waited years for this moment. The truth is there was a time when I thought that white guy would say I'm sorry, but in the end it was just my imagination. Albion, those will be your last words. Issei, because they don't come better. Instantly everyone launched into the attack, where Drag, without hesitation, stood in front of Issei to protect him. Because he partly felt guilty for all the misfortunes that had happened to him in the past. Vali, I'm going to have fun with them while you're dying. Issei, try it. He had a slight smile that gave Lucifer a bad feeling. End the chapter. Most of the gods stood ready to finish off their longtime enemy. Meanwhile, Issei had an expression that showed he didn't know anyone. Vali, why don't you just surrender and avoid the huge defeat you're going to suffer? Obviously, you'll be punished first for everything you've done. Issei, ha 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 ha, what a good comedian you are, my friend. Wiping away the tear that was falling, she then opened a pocket dimension to take out a guitar that was something strange to everyone. Issei, cough cough. Clearing his throat to begin playing the guitar. Issei, I won't give up, you can challenge me anywhere. I won't give up. I'll stand firm, I won't back down, I won't be discouraged or saddened, I'll stand firm. I won't give up, I know what's right and that's how I'll live, even though they wanted to convince me otherwise, I'll stand firm, I won't give up, maybe soon. When I'm in danger, maybe even more firmly I'll stand, I won't give up. This brought it to an end, causing the gods to become even more annoyed when they saw that Issei was taking everything as a joke. Issei, it was difficult to post. Albion, go to hell. He launched his attack, but before he reached his destination, Drake caught him and pulled him out of the room. Vali, I guess we're going to finish you off. Issei, I admit you're strong, but as I said before, you lack experience. Oh well, what can you do? Shiva, how do you plan to defend yourself now without the power of the Red Emperor? Without it, you will die in an instant. Issei, every day I trained and took some of it, so it's more than enough. He began to walk as armor began to envelop him. Issei, like someone said, this wasn't supposed to be a party. Smiling, only to be enveloped by the helmet. Seconds later, he launched his attack just like the gods and Vali. Outside, a battle could be seen between two old rivals who were the cause of everything. Drake, what's the point of doing this? Albion, perhaps you forgot, being with the same carrier for so many years made you softer. Drake, we all change, and thanks to having only one host, I realized that this battle was stupid and that many innocent humans died because of us. Albion, the strong dominate the weak, so you know it. Humans are just our toys, and thanks to your partner I'm free. I'll kill you and then I'll come for him. Drake was about to attack him, but he heard a great explosion and saw several gods flying away and a red and white armor hovering above. Upon seeing Issei, Albion simply gritted his teeth to fight him. Issei, the guest of honor is here. Albion, you bastard, consider yourself dead. Inflating his chest to release a large burst of fire, completely enveloping Issei, he drew a sword to deflect the attack. Little by little the gods rose up to go against Issei, thus giving battle. Eri, what can we do? Surzech, they will do nothing. Urza, we have to help him, he's strong but they are more numerous, seeing how some blows did hit Issei but he still kept fighting. Lilith, I will not stand idly by, she summoned her weapon but Surzech stopped her. Zeoticus, don't do something stupid, Mio, it would be stupid to do nothing, the wine came for us. Stella, the least we can do is respond to their feelings. Rias, will go help him. Surzech, I already told you. You're not going anywhere, releasing their aura so that they could not take any steps. On the battlefield, many were against Issei, where he received most of the blows, but he still kept returning them. Issei, you know, a wise man once said, there are those who will never apologize for what they did to you, but they will blame you and judge you by the way you reacted. Stop talking nonsense and death. Issei, everything that's happening just confirms those words. Albion, I'll deal with you with my own hands, you bastard. Vali, me too, I'll help you kill him. Issei, then it's time to put an end to all these years. He let out a sigh, pulled a sword from its pocket dimension, and went on the attack with everything he had. Days passed and no one stopped. The sisters, with no other option, confronted their brother even knowing that they were going to lose. But even so, they did not give up. Drake was doing everything he could to keep most of Issei's enemies away so that he wouldn't have to carry so much on his own. In order to enjoy the moment, Albion took his human form to appear behind Issei and deliver a blow that sent him crashing in front of the sisters. Rias, are you okay? Issei, something. Seeing that they were somewhat injured, she stood up to create a magical bond, take them all, and go to a more secluded place. The others, seeing this, without hesitation began to follow them until they lost sight of them for a moment. Issei, how on earth did they get hurt? Urza, we were in a fight against Surzech, but well, you know the result. Lilith, that doesn't matter how you are, from what I can see your armor is about to reach its limit. Stella, I'll heal you as best I can. Hang in there, Sei. Eri, I'll help you. Issei, they're more than I expected. It's not so much their strength, but how well they all work together to attack. Mio, let's go far away, okay, no more battles, we don't want anything bad to happen to you. Issei. Rias, we don't know what the future holds, but I know for sure that I want you here and to have you by our side forever. Issei, I'll make you a promise. This will be the last time you see me. I won't be coming back and you can continue with your lives without any interference from me. It will be as if I never existed, I promise. Standing up. Eri, what are you saying? Issei, it's time to move on, it was good. Without saying anything else, he flew off and was instantly surrounded by everyone. Vali, now who's the chicken running away? Ha 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 ha, you're pathetic. Issei, yeah, whatever you say. Going on the attack, giving it their all, knocking some gods out of the fight. Days passed and Issei stood with his head down, watched from close by Vali and from a distance by Albion, who wore a satisfied smile. Besides, he didn't care that the gods had fallen in the end. Issei, not yet, I haven't finished you off yet. Albion, ha 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 ha, but if it's wobbly we'll win this time, we'll win, do it already, Vali. Volley, ha 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 ha, so you'll keep fighting, what are you waiting for? I'll show you my wonderful strength again, creating several spheres that he launched, but when they were about to hit Issei, they disappeared. Volley, but what, Issei, you think I'm an idiot? These years weren't for nothing. I took advantage of every damn moment to get the power of those two idiots. It's not much, but it's something. Albion, you bastard, how dare you use my power? I'll kill you. Taking flight to go against Issei, they both began to hit each other with everything they had. Drake could do nothing but watch, knowing he couldn't interfere. The sisters wanted to help, but Serzech and his entourage wouldn't let them pass. Albion, ha 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 ha, you will finally die, you bastard. I will finally end you in that cycle, grabbing Issei by the hair and hitting him several times in the face. Albion, surrender, maybe that way I won't kill you, say the word, ha 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 ha, say it. Rias, you've done enough, Issei, you can stop fighting now. Eri, don't keep trying, just give up, Issei, please. The sisters were desperate, meanwhile Issei thought from the darkness. Issei, I hear a baby crying over there, remembering the day her son was born, something that brought her great happiness. Issei, everything's going to be alright, don't cry, Dad's going to kill the scary men and all the bad men. Albion, erase that damn smile, I hate it, just die, you bastard. Issei, I won't go anywhere without removing this thorn that I've had in my heart for hundreds of years. He punched Albion with all his might, sending him flying towards Volley, who took him in his arms. Albion, when I kill you, my companion will throw himself at your beloveds while they scream your name, but in the end no one will save them since you will be dead. Issei, you are brave to say those words. Volley, without strength you are nothing, you will only watch from the afterlife as I enjoy it, ha 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 ha. Issei had his head down as he clenched his fist in fury as the day his wife died before his eyes came back to him. Just imagining that scene made his blood boil. Issei, strength overcomes everything. If I lose, nothing will have meaning. If you defeat me, I'll lose everything I fought for. It's like that time. I refuse to go through the same thing a fourth time, that's why. Unleashing the full power of the blow, causing both of them to stop laughing. Albion, I don't like this at all. Issei, die you bastards. Launching into a full-speed attack, Volley barely defended himself, but Issei's strength turned his arms to dust. Rias, what's wrong with Issei? Where does that power come from? Drake, he remembered the day his wife died at the hands of the Sekiryuutei. It triggered something inside him, even more so when he heard those words from those bastards, watching the battle, how the three of them were giving their all without any defense. Issei, no matter what happens, I don't plan on losing you here. He struck Albion, sending him flying and leaving him on a mountain. Upon recovering, he looked up to see Issei launching an attack with all his might. Albion, die you bastard. By doing the same thing, making their hands and attacks collide, both were giving their all. Issei, this is over. Clenching his fist, he compressed his power so that it would pierce through Albion's attack and hit him directly, causing a huge explosion. Albion, it's not possible. Watching as his body began to disintegrate, the last thing he saw was Issei's serious expression. Albion, damned. Issei said nothing, and before he could say anything, Volley lunged at him, where Issei turned around only to pierce Volley's chest. Issei, the bad thing about someone born with great power is that they think they'll never die. That was your biggest mistake, but in the end you chose the path of evil. Volley, damn it, how could I fall for a human? Falling lifeless to the ground, the sisters, seeing this, had a big smile on their faces, confident that Issei would win. Before they could say anything, he spoke first. Issei, we have matters to settle, Drake. There are things that are not forgotten. Drake, mate, don't do this. Issei, as I told your friend, I will never be at peace until this wound is healed from my heart. He caused the deaths of my loved ones, but you were the trigger. Drake, okay, Eri, no please, no more fighting. Stella, you already won. Issei, give up and let's go far away. Issei, I have to do it so I can be at peace with myself, turning around to face Drake. They both had a few memories of some good times before opening their eyes and starting to run. Issei, I'm going to. Drake, I'm going to. Issei, Drake, win. They bumped fists and then started hitting each other with everything they had, as Drake wasn't going to hold back despite having a great affection for Issei. Minutes passed and the sisters shouted for Issei to stop, but he didn't hear them. Both extended their fists, putting all their strength into it, and Drake pierced Issei's arm, leaving him in shock, as did the sisters, who felt a sharp pain in their hearts. Drake, because you didn't evade it, you're a complete idiot. Issei, ha ha ha, I guess I ran out of strength. Drake, you're an idiot. Issei, I thank you. This entire great battle was thanks to you. I don't regret it, I gave it my all, giving the dragon a sincere smile. Drake, thanks to you we created the best battle of all. He had a slight smile that he erased when he saw his companion fall to his knees and then almost fall to the ground, but he managed to catch him in his arms. Drake, you're the best friend I could have ever wished for. Issei, you're so corny. Drake, and you always will be. Issei, they're fine. Drake, yes, they are safe. Issei, what a stupid thing to do, the worst day of my life, but I wouldn't change it for anything. Drake, why not? Issei, when you love someone, when you truly love someone, you will do everything for that person, even if you have to let them go. Drake, it doesn't matter if it hurts. Issei, even more so if it hurts. Drake, I'm sorry for everything that happened to you. Issei, I can finally leave in peace, thanks for everything, friend. Closing his eyes with a faint smile, Drake only shed a few tears before taking his companion's corpse. Drake, thank you, my friend. They started walking towards the sisters who had run towards Drake, unable to believe what was happening. Before they arrived, they noticed Issei's body turning to dust until nothing remained. Drake, you are free. Eri, I can't believe it. Falling to her knees to cry at the top of her lungs, the others couldn't stand it and started doing the same. Days passed and some things returned to normal. The gods decided not to speak about what had happened again. After everything that happened, the Gremory family only managed to get the sisters to leave. Drake, for his part, returned to the territory of the dragons to be punished by Tiamat, where at first she did punish him, but after a while she forgave him. Mr. Drake, you are great since I heard that you defeated many gods and your great enemy. Issei, no, it wasn't me, it was my best friend, the only one I've ever had. Remembering all the stupid things his partner did in the past. In the human world, the sisters decided to do the same as Issei, which was to travel the world and stay for a year. Rias, okay, our next destination is. Watching as Eri spun a globe of the earth until it stopped. Mio, Japan sounds good, it's been 2 years since we last went, it'll be nice. Stella, then let's go. Later they arrived at their destination to start sightseeing and visiting various places. Urza, why don't we go to the town where Issei was born? I'm curious to know what kind of place it is. Eri, from what I just read, it's a small town of about 1,000 inhabitants, it's a quiet place. Lilith, let's go. They took their time enjoying the ride. After a while they arrived at their destination and began to admire the surroundings. Urza, it's so hot, let's go get some ice cream. Rias, sounds good, let's go. Eri, it's a beautiful place. Standing in front of the store, she was about to open the door, but it was open from the inside. Eri looked up and was shocked to see a purple-haired boy with a lollipop in his mouth. They were all in shock, as was the young man who opened his mouth, causing the lollipop to fall. Eri, Is. The aforementioned quickly closed the door, and the sisters, seeing this action, opened it only to see Issei running out the window at full speed. Without hesitation, they began to follow him until they all rushed at him, knocking him to the ground. Issei, as I give up, get off of me. Urza, are you an idiot? I thought you were dead, we cried for you. Issei, that was the plan. Lilith, why did you do all that? Do our feelings mean nothing to you? Issei, that's why I said those words earlier, so they'd forget about me, and what better way than to die. Even though the price I had to pay was my arm, I'll just say it was worth it. She immediately began receiving slaps from all of them until her cheeks were red. Stella, because you did that, Issei, now I'm at peace. I'm free of everything that bound me for so many years. Besides, I told myself that you all would be happy in time. And now that I think about it, what the heck are you doing in the middle of nowhere? Eri, we wanted to see your village, and this is our reward at last after so much time of sadness. Issei, yeah, well, I hope you like this place, and if you've already seen everything, it's best if you continue on your way. Urza, what nonsense are you talking about, Issei? We told you before you won't go anywhere without us, especially now that we know you're still alive. Mio, we'll be like gum on your shoe for life. Issei, no. Sisters, YSSSSSSSSSSSSS. They shouted with joy because they could be with the person they loved most. End.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.